Out of the crowd, don't wanna pop, I don't want anyone down, better be kicking them out. Look at the box, smoking loud up in my damn house. Solo though I know I'm never going on and out. Party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Going so loud. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekends. Only now. So loud. Oh, party on my own. Party on my own. I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't got a lot to prove. And if I'm moving, then I'm grooving, cause I wanna do it. Stupid, got my music and I lose it to another tune or two. If I don't get to move it, even real can do it. When I'm cooking, and you know I'm cooking bacon. You don't wanna check under the apron. Vacuum the whole room naked, facing windows so people who out getting the greatness. Telling me better to hate this, really though it ain't shit when you could compare to what the other people facing. So what I am drinking, still half full is true when comparing to the nations. Party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Going so loud. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekends. Only now. So loud. Oh, party on my own. Hold me back, hold me back. Party on my own. Hold me back, hold me back. Party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Going so loud. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Going so loud. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekends. Only now. So loud. Oh, party on my own. Party on my own. Party on my own. Yeah, that's tight. Max Watson, Tony Romero. Party on my own.
So high in life, without you, I don't feel alive. So I'll just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high, without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be, but I don't want to want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time, 'cause I have lost you. Get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be, but I don't want to want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time, 'cause I have lost you. Get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without
to y'all. Mine is the army that bands against bands of dead presidents, determining life of mankind. Of cancerous, how we bleed vapors. Green colors bleeding in streets for cheap paper. Assemble the masses, melt the plastic compound. Realign when the shit gets drastic. Lift the veil when the systems are masked. It's just another pyramid scheme, a government racket. Loud with the power, with Charles Jurassic. Nation T-Rex with covert tactics. Rise from the ashes, take back the atlas.
Bring the madness.
Bring the madness. There's a pyramid of power with eyes I can see it all. And cameras to capture your image, your city hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. You want a revolution, I really give it to y'all.
Bring this the army that bands against bands. Dead presidents, determining life of mankind. Of cancerous, how we breathe vapors. Green colors bleeding in streets for cheap paper.
Assemble the masses, melt the plastic compound. Realign when the shit gets drastic. Lift the veil when the systems are masked. It's just another pyramid scheme, a government racket. Loud with the power, with Charles Jurassic. Nation T-Rex with covert tactics. Rise from the ashes, take back the atlas.
Bring the madness. Bring the madness. Bring the madness.
Bring the madness. Bring the madness.
Yes, tell the people right now. Pegboard nerds mods have you locking at the sound. All of the gal I go passing when me boy I go drop them a coming. Murderous. Me are the burning fire and natural born killer. When me bust into flame, watch out some might sting ya. Better turn it, I am make the bad boy bigger. When they come around, we all go on them. Listen to the word and the fire you caught in the middle. When the flames get higher, put up your gun fingers. Return all of the fire, it's a bad man signal, give a sign. Pull your gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Return all of the fire, it's a bad man signal, give a sign. Pull your gun finger trigger. Pull your gun finger trigger. Pull your gun finger trigger. It's a bad man signal, give a sign. Pull your gun finger trigger. Me a the burning fire and natural born killer. When me bust into flame, watch out some mics. You better turn it, I am make the bad boy bigger. When they come around, we all go on them. Listen to the word and they wire your cuts in the middle. When the flames get higher, put up your gun fingers. Return all of the fire, it's a bad man single, give a sign. And put your gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Return all of the fire, it's a bad man single, give a sign. And put your gun finger trigger. And put your gun finger trigger. Pull up. And pull your gun finger trigger. It's a bad man signal, give a sign. And pull your gun finger trigger.
Welcome back, gamers, to NODWIN's Valorant Conquerors Championship with Necro as a host and, of course, CA John alongside with me. This is the road to VCT for the South Asia region. Now, yesterday we saw the semifinals, man. Absolute pop-off semifinals for the Pakistan-Afghanistan region. Something to be proud of. But now moving into grand finals, I have high expectations from Team Exploit. I do understand Salts are pretty good as well, but Team Exploit, man, it's just like my heart always tilts towards them.
I mean, it's also the confidence with which HSB
Yeah.
presented himself yesterday, right? I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
say, once again, though, if you look back all the way to VCC1, Salt did take down Exploit, but then again, it's that man, that X factor that was missing in that matchup. HSB, for him, I think it's
Yep.
about proving what he said in yesterday's interview, right? Proving that confidence is real.
I mean, HSB, without a doubt, he is the man of confidence. First thing you pretty much get in front of your eyes when you hear the name HSB is that the confidence, the smile that man has on his face, no matter what kind of circumstance he is in. But yeah, taking a look at the overall schedule in front of you guys, of course, we got rid of the India Qualifiers 1 back then, and now we're currently in the Pakistan-Afghanistan qualifiers. Now we're currently in the grand finals, which is 1st February. Moving in forward, which we're probably going to be going in, it's going to be the Bangladesh qualifiers. So interesting stuff ahead planned up as well, and I am not going to lie, each and every single qualifiers that are up to come, they have to be one of the best teams out there. I mean, without a doubt, we saw the performance upgraded coming inside 2022 from back in the day when we saw in 2021. So of course, the upgrades coming through from each and every single region. I just can't wait to cover all of it. Let's take a look at the tournament explanation as well. If I'm pretty sure there are going to be some new people joining in the chat, and we already know 2 slots from India in the grand finals, 1 slot from Pakistan, Afghanistan, 1 slot from Bangladesh, 1 slot from Sri Lanka, Maldives. Same thing goes with the rest, Nepal, Bhutan as well. And then you have 2 slots from the wild card.
Yeah, 2 slots coming in from the wild card, which is a guarantee for both of the teams today. For both Salt and Exploit, even if they have an off day today and they stumble, they fall, they lose this finals, they'll make their way towards that wild card, try to once again persevere to find their spot in the grand finals playoffs. But I doubt the teams are thinking about that, Necro. I'm sure they're focused completely on the fact that they want to get that grand final spot right here, right now.
You know, they would indeed want to get that grand final spot. Hey, why not? I mean, Exploit, they were pretty good at, but as you mentioned, unfortunately, they were defeated last time by Salt. Take a look at the prize pool. We all know it's $30,000 on the line. First place will be getting $15,000, and then second will get $7,500. But the main thing that I'm really eyeing out for is the MVP of the tournament. I mean, we saw in the India Q1 some of the players in there in that region. They're pretty much on top of the board. So to take them down, it's going to be a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a huge mountain to climb, but I will once again point out a key player from Exploit himself, Shooter, and then on the other side, of course, Jivix has caught some attention, but when I say Shooter, I've got to think of his brother Demon on the other side. Besides the Exploit versus Salt rivalry, today we've got some brother-on-brother warfare right here from the same house, most likely at each other's throats, so I want to see which brother is able to really walk away with the victory.
Yesterday we saw Salt as well just put on some like anonymous factors up, but yeah, without wasting any time, let's just take a look at the brackets and let's find out where we are currently. As I mentioned, yesterday we got taken care of with the semifinals, which Team Exploit won against Paradise Esports 2-0, and then yesterday Clarity lost against Salt with 2-0 as well. Now we're currently in the grand finals, Team Exploit versus Salt. Of course, the winning team will be qualified for the playoffs. The grand final will be qualified for the playoffs. But yeah, now CA, moving on, man. Yesterday we saw Salt kind of throwing a little bit of curveballs here and there. Are you expecting some same kind of curveball? Because Exploit, of course, is one of the best teams out there. So research has to be done on point. But on the other hand, Exploit as well, as I mentioned yesterday too, they're one of those teams, they're not going to just let it lose. They're also going to do their research on Salt. So what do you think how things are going to be looking like today?
And that's the thing though, right? Like, as you say, Exploit unlikely to really let loose, and HSB said that too yesterday. They're saving strats. Like, we always ponder over this, but HSB confirmed it for us that Exploit indeed saving strats because their attention isn't on the Pakistan qualifier at all. They're all focused towards that grand finals playoffs, and I wonder if that will come back to bite them in terms of Salt Esports, because we saw how good Salt Esports was in what was supposed to be a close matchup versus Clarity Esports. So we'll have to see, can Exploit really stand strong and be like, we don't care, we're gonna not reveal anything and still find the victory, or will they be forced into a tough spot? So as you can see, it seems like for you it's a pretty clear scoreline.
Well, for me, it's indeed a pretty clear scoreline. I went 3-0 with Exploit. I actually went with 3-1 with Exploit.
Yeah, I think I went with 3-0, so a bit of a switch of foot there.
Okay, it seems like production crew actually think that Necro and C are pretty much one, so they're just gonna, you know, give us, just gonna let us switch. It's fine. I'm ready to rock it 3-0. You know what? Frick it. I'm down with
I mean,
it. 3-0. I'm going with the CAU 3-1. Okay, let's get it.
no, so the reason I think I went for 3-0 is I've got to look at the map veto, which I don't think you've done yet, Necro. So as soon as that map veto comes on our screen, I will ask you what you think once again, because I think it's going to come down to how it goes. But talking about this right now, we've got these amazing rewards lined up for our viewers. Every single day, every single stream, they can have a hand at this right now.
Talking about Matt Vito, yeah, exactly, man. We got some exclusive VCC merchandise for you guys, and the only thing you guys need to do is to pretty much participate in the giveaways. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel at NODWIN Gaming, and then go ahead and on your social media, make a post, type hashtag VCC in it, and also tag at NODWIN Gaming, and then you guys will be eligible for the giveaway. But yeah, getting our head back in the grand finals. You said you saw the Matt Vito, and you think it's going to be a 3-0 and a clean swap from Exploit. So wondering that, I either think bind is banned, or either it has to be last pick.
Ooh, pretty close on that. It is one of them, I'll give you that. But then again, like, I think for me, the point comes down to the way those maps are going to play out. But I will say, hey, I underestimated Salt yesterday, and they really turned the heat up. So, yeah, let's see. I want to see if they can once again do that against X-Play, because you know me, like, there's nothing we love more than an underdog story.
Oh man, of course, we love an underdog story without a doubt, especially that Indec and Enigma. It's really hard to get our minds off of it because, of course, it left kind of like a stamp in our heart. But yeah, underdog stories, those astonishing runs, this is what we're really out here for. But I'm pretty sure viewers in the chat, Exploit are going to be having a huge fan base. There's going to be a lot of people over here just to watch Exploit perform, just to take down Salt. But again, Salt, I remember, man, it's been in the Pakistan qualifiers last time in 2021. They pretty much defeated Exploit. So again, Exploit, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be the first qualifier curse. I don't exactly know. I don't know how things are going to be looking like in the future. But yeah, taking a look at the map veto, we have Heaven being banned, Fracture being banned. Interesting. Then Breeze is the first pick from Exploit. Interesting.
Yeah, Breeze and Split are the maps where I think Exploit really takes the cake. But when it comes to Icebox, I feel like it really is going to suit someone like Shooter, who's now able to get onto that full-time duelist role. And even though I feel like in comparison to his usual stats, he had a bit of an off day yesterday. I think he's going to come back hungry for that revengeance, hungry for that redemption from yesterday, especially considering the fact that his brother's involved on the other team. You know, it always gets your blood boiling a little bit. You don't want to have an off day, because then later at dinner, your brother's going to be like, hey, you know that headshot I hit you on? You remember that, buddy?
That little bit of banter will be going on off the side, a little bit of trash talk as well. And this is what we really like to see. I'm hoping, just like yesterday, how some dead bodies are being shot from the side of Salt, I want to see some same kind of toxicity evolve over. I mean, not really like actual toxicity, but like in-game banter, of course, because these teams are pretty much friends with each other. They have met in the past as well in LAN. So, of course, these teams are pretty much well known to each other. Without wasting any more time, let's just head straight inside the agent select and let's find out how the screen is looking like Gunner.
Oh, yeah. Yep, the KO Cypher most likely to be locked in here. Wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a KO chamber, because that's something we've seen from teams in general. But hold on, from the side of Exploit, I'm very surprised if that is actually going to be that Sage. And what? Oh, there we go. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, wait a sec, Shooter's going to play Sova? Oh, that's weird.
Interesting, right? And Darky, of course, as you mentioned, Darky, of course, as you mentioned, he's going to be going with Cypher. This is what we saw him play last in 2021. Shooter going with Jet, as we all know. HSB going with the Sky. So, yeah, of course, HSB kind of like a player which is really flexible when it comes to playing his own role. So Sky, it's pretty understandable. HSB, we saw him in the past play that too. Then Abdur is probably going to be going ahead and locking the SOA. I don't exactly know what Team Exploit's trying to do here, man. Just lock it in, please.
No, I do think that there's a high chance they might end up going for the double controller. Oh, actually, switcheroos being likely to pick up the Cypher here, and soulmate on the Viper makes a lot more sense. Exploit is playing the mind games with us too. Darky, are you AFK, my man? You gotta come back soon. Might just be a visual glitch right there. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, because we are ready to get into the match, Necro, and boy oh boy, I'm really excited.
I'm excited as well, man. First round is where things will be kicked off. And it'll matter quite a lot for any of the team's confidence, because I'm pretty sure Team Exploit saw Assault play yesterday, and the way they were playing was absolutely phenomenal. So Team Exploit, it's not like they have nothing to worry about. There is a lot of things to worry about, and also there's a lot of repetition online for Team Exploit.
Yeah, exactly. For the side of Team Exploit, like, given what HSB said, right, this is no longer a matchup where they are just trying to win. This is a matchup where they're trying to win without showing anything off, and man, that's definitely a hard task. So, we got that Agent Select back once again, and it is going to be Darky on that Cypher, as we were talking about. Very much that X10 composition pulled out in VCT Champions, something that Ascend then carried on over into their own adaptation of it and made it work brilliantly to take a map off, a map that they weren't supposed to really at least come close in that regard against Gambit. But for the side of Exploit, the standard meta from back in the day, that Soa Sky Cypher combination, it gives them a ton of information and a ton of options with which they can look to push forward in the game. So what I really want to see now is how that KO is used for Gunner, because we saw many different iterations of that KO in VCT Champions, but I feel like the only team who was really close to successful with it was Ascend, and that's a high standard to keep up to, man.
Indeed, a high standard, and it's still taking quite a lot of time. It's just we have players webcams over here. Stranger is one of those, man, I'm hoping that he's probably going to pop off. On the side of Salt, it's like each and every single player is pretty much popping off, man. You had Demon making some demonic plays, Stranger pretty much making some strange plays as well, and was able to successfully pull him off. Then you had Jivix as well with the Duelist, of course, just going for those entry frags. Darky, as always, he's kind of like the side anchor, and he's able to stop, he's able to put a halt to any kind of pushes that the enemy is making. But without wasting any more time, let's just straight up head inside Breeze. Heading inside Breeze, what are your speculations going to be when it comes to the scoreline? Like, just let's give it like a quick guess.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to, I think it's going to be a bit of a one-sided affair, either way. Where whichever team, we've seen it from both of these teams, right? Once they get a taste of that momentum, they just don't stop at all. They keep it rolling, they keep the pedal in the metal, and they push it all the way down to the floor. But I think it's going to be a bit of a 13-6, 13-7 scoreline. What do you think?
Team Exploit? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I did call for a 3-0. So
Okay.
ain't got much choices there.
You got no proof that you actually called for 3-0.
Actually, I do. It's on WhatsApp. But hey, never mind. Coming back to the match in itself. Shooter trying to get himself in. He's spotted out Darky. Going to try to isolate the player in backside, and that's exactly what Exploit will achieve. They got the Cypher free. Darky's position revealed as well. Looks like all things going great for Exploit so far, but look at the edges of the site. Salt are ready for the retake, and Exploit's health bars, where they're looking really, really low.
Oh my god, that's a great connection found through the smoke, and now Shooter again, a beautiful flick right into the head of Gunner. Darky would follow it up with two huge frags, and still somehow Salter, they're able to bounce back. Able to pretty much neutralize the man advantage that they had. HSB will have a lot of pressure on his back, taking things really slow. If Darky actually stuck it, would have gotten the spike diffuse to pretty much 50%.
HSB saw that the spike wasn't being diffused while Darky did not see him. His back is turned now.
There we
HSB
go.
spots him again, just playing for the time with the jiggles.
Oh, he's just going to do that. He's just going to do that. He's going to be that cruel little man. Darky had no other choice. He knew HSB was just going to probably try and waste a lot of time. Oh, HSB played that to perfection, kind of reading the mind of the players' assaults. He knew that there's going to be a lot of paranoia set in coming inside this matchup, especially against Salt. So HSB pretty much taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, but slightly with the help of Lady Luck as well, because the timing were so huge. The first time HSB peeked out of that window, Darky was completely stuck to that B main angle, so he couldn't see HSB jiggle. So he had no idea if he was coming through B main or window, and that 1 second could have made a huge difference. Hey, coulda, shoulda, woulda though. We're talking about what we expected to happen. Shooter on a tear already. He's got that slick looking Prime Vandal only in the round 2. Got the entry for his team in the last round, and this time Exploit going hard A, looking for that entry once again. But I have my eyes set in halls. Look at King's position, Necro. He's gonna open up that door, and now with that, the new orange container, it's not holdable for the side of Salt.
Look at this, Team Exploit easily able to follow up with 3 huge frags. Clean sweep. not really call it clean because the Cypher was taken down from the side of Team Exploit, but it's fine. Only one gun got taken out their hand. They're going to be having a huge bonus round move inside this one, so interesting. Team Exploit looking to pretty much steamroll it through. First 2 rounds in their hands, and as I mentioned, the first 2 rounds will mean quite a lot for any of these teams' confidence, especially would have meant quite a lot for Salt.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for the side of Salt, that momentum could have been a big deal. But I do want to take a second to talk about the map itself, because we rarely get to see Breeze with the new changes coming in. And one key factor that I love about the Salt Esports setup is the fact that they're using that Viper's Wall for mid. With the narrower angles available in A main and B main, you can now much more easily commit your Viper's Wall for that mid area and just play that one player. But Exploit, the first 2 rounds, they went for hard executes. First on B, now on A, and we've seen this from them before. They're a team that very much revolves around the conditioning idea, and this time going to play a very slow towards that B site while they use both of the initiators to fake out A. All of this grabbing the attention of 3 players from Salt onto this A site while they was into B.
Oh, there we go. Already, I mean, I just don't know what exactly is happening. 3 frags already on the board. HSB trying to neutralize the man advantage, but Jivix is not going to let that happen. 2-on-3 situation. HSB's HP is quite low. Still pressures on Exploit inside this round because the gun round matters quite a lot. 10 HP with HSB. If he's able to play it off perfectly with Abdur, will be huge. Abdur with the Spectre playing all the way back in Nest. I don't know if that's a good idea, but yeah, long-range shots are not going to be connecting by the Spectre, especially after the nerf. Look at Stranger too, man. This man's just focused. He's not even moving his eyeballs. Jivix just jiggle peeking this. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna try to isolate this.
Yeah, they don't have any util though to get information, and they're just gonna get stuck because of that. No information. That guiding light just coming up.
This is
notice
bonus.
from the cooldown. And at this point, like for the side of Exploit, they won't be able to do much more damage. As you said, it is just a bonus though, so they will look to just come out of it. HSB gotta die. Alright, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Dies, gets taken care of. And Stranger. I think his cam's stuck. I actually thought that he's so focused that he's not even moving his eyeballs. Later on found out his cam was kind of stuck, but yeah. Jivix over here, that was really clutch stop coming through from the side of Jivix. I like how he was just anchoring it down. No matter there was just completely storm on the other side, but still he just kept on anchoring the site. Stopped the plant through. That helped quite a lot to win that Salt. And now again, the bonus round taken care of from the side of Salt. So now Team Exploit will need to try and win this one.
That's an interesting Viper smoke. Usually we see it go much deeper, so I wonder if that was a bit of a failed throw. But irrespective, it won't matter because the setup from the side of Salt is to just leave it to a Cypher trap. But again, I feel like you can't give away Halt's control so easy because of the way the new door is set up. You can only open it, not close it. And you lose a key portion of the site because you lose access to the pyramid angle. You lose the orange container. And just like that, I guess Salt also lose the round. They need to contest Halls more, Necro.
They need to, yeah. 3 kills on the board for Shooter, man. And, yeah, somewhere down the line, I really feel like Salt, they need to start being really proactive in the defense. They need to go ahead and try and get those aggressive peaks somewhere down the line. And that's the only time they will actually try and catch off guard Team Exploit. If they do give a lot of time for Team Exploit to just try and execute those strats, that'll be a huge slip up from Salt. They should not really let Team Exploit buy a lot of time. Even though they're an attacker, Team Exploit relies heavily on executions.
There we go. That's the actual throw there from that Poison Cloud. So yeah, last time was a bit of a failed throw. But hey, second time around, Soulmate gets it on point. And now, with that, they can look to just condition on the base of that Poison Cloud and deny Hall's control more than just take it. But talking about denial, right now, a lot of information being denied from the side of Salt, but they still have the right read with that, especially with that 0 point coming out.
Oh, no,
Shooter spotted out at least 3 players, and with Jivix on the operator. Ooh, I'm fearful for Exploit here.
He's also got a Blade Storm. Beautiful Trailblazer out. Actually, Seeker's out to give a lot of info away. Jivix almost got caught with that, but beautiful nose, but to shut it down. Stranger's able to find the opening and trying his best to stop this push, but still, the duelist is alive, and that's what they really needed to get. taken care of. Stranger with the classic in the close range. I don't really know why the Vandal went. I think so ran out of bullets. And Shooter will follow it up. Unfortunate. Beautiful snake bite. Demon able to find 2 with that. Wow. Don't exactly know what went down there. Shooter, the only man left alive with a lot of less HP. 19 HP only. But got a little too overconfident in that. Should have played things a little safe there. Had the plan for himself too.
Yeah. Close round for picked up by the side of Salt Esports, but as we were talking about, it really did come down to that read. Of course, with a few clean shots to push it along the way, but that read ensuring that they had the right numbers in terms of that execute for the side of Salt Esports, and that simple snake bite. He able to get 2 kills off the basis of that. The hunter becoming the prey to just a simple molly right there. So you have to start wondering, Exploit, they need to play a little slower, I feel like. And it's an issue that we've seen from Exploit in the past where, of course, once they get that momentum rolling, they're unstoppable. But against certain teams, like we saw it in VCC1 against GE, who are able to just sort of switch up the way they play very quickly, that momentum actually ends up being their downfall.
Oh my god, nice shot.
Exactly.
Nice
like
shot
that.
from Jivix. Yep. Finds King, breaks his skull in half. And now we have pretty much a default setup coming through from the side of defenders too. We do see the Jet, of course, rotating between sides. Try and take care of metal doors as well, just to grab info if anyone's trying to sneak through. We do see Soulmate trying to create as much space as possible, but look at Shooter. He's able to sneak in quite deep in the mid. B-side as well, he will have control for as soon as Demon backs off. That's not going to be good news. Salt, they're so unaware of Shooter's position. Shooter has a really instrumental positioning over here. Jivix, though, still somehow is able to read it off. I don't know. Jivix, that's some sick sense right there. Abdur, though, able to find Gunner. That's a huge frag in itself, but Demon in the close range. It's not going to let that happen. Moves in closer, and yep, Demon placed out of perfection. HSB shut down.
I think the read there from the side of Jivix, because of the information conveyed to him by Gunner, he heard the players of Exploit running towards that B side, so probably an assumption made that, hey, that Jet is somewhere near that mid area, maybe B tunnels, maybe B elbow, maybe mid nest. And with that, Jivix just holding that mid angle and catching Shooter off guard as soon as he peaks. So great comms, I would say, overall from the side of Salt, as they now bring it to that 3-round scoreline and destroy the economy of Exploit along the way, especially with the scoreline equalizers. The perfect opportunity for the side of Salt, not just to take the lead, but take the momentum as well. And Jivix with a nasty quick scope. Make that 2.
Nasty quick scope, and well, there we go. Follows it up with another one. What's going on with Team Exploit? They're just taking a lot of damage. It's hard for them to withstand it. Even though it's an eco, that's an insane flick onto his head. Shorty in the close ranges will clutch it out, or pretty much cut it out. And there we go. Jivix with a huge 4K with the operators, just able to pop off. Oh no, Exploit, you need to start doing some proper executions. If this thing just keeps on going like this, things are not going to look good. Because clearly, up till now, we haven't really seen Exploit go for proper execution.
Exactly. Yeah. It feels like Exploit are getting a teensy bit readable, because the moments they've gone for those pure executions has been the pistol, the anti-eco, and now the eco. So they're effectively saying, whenever we don't have full weapons, we're just going to run at you. And Salt is like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're obviously going to start expecting that. So now you can see, again, a 3-stack. Even though the Viper Spit set up a 3-stack from the side of Exploit, while Jivix holding down halls with the operator. Then from the side of Exploit, they need to understand, especially considering that KO knife came towards mid, that there's at least 3 players towards A and Hall, so they can go for that mid to A split, try to get Shooter back in that nest position, but instead they're all rotating on towards B. And yes, while Darky is all alone and isolated, he's got all the utility in the world to help him hold it down.
All the utility in the world. But still, it really comes down if they're able to make it used to perfection. Beautiful cage. A lot of info being conveyed, but it doesn't matter. Hunter's Fury utilized from their side, from the side of Salt, to try and stop any kind of plant coming through. A little too early with the Hunter's Fury. I still feel like he should have held on to it for a little bit more and maybe used it in some key situations. But Shooter able to find another one too. This leaves us in a 3-on-5 situation. Neural theft activated too. Oh my god, this is not really good. Look at how much info Team Exploit has now to work with. That Viper's Pit is just going to make things even worse. And Team Exploit, a clean swap coming through. A flawless round.
I'm a little confused about Darky's utility placement because he had a trap down over at B main, but it did not tag Shooter at all. And we know for a fact that unlike the olden days where the Jet was just the overlord of the Cypher in the sense that her dash could break the traps, it's no longer the case. The trap actually stops the dash, so maybe a bit of a mistake from Darky there in terms of the trap placement. Maybe went for the greedy low placement, which is usually lesser spotted, but much easier to avoid for the Jet, who, like Shooter did in that round, can just jump and dash. I feel like you should just go for a standard placement, so even if they spot it and break it, you get the info.
Nice shock dart to flush him out of his comfort zone. But still, that's not going to stop Darky. A beautiful dink, but no, that's not really a great trade, man. Darky taken off, that means all the tripwires on the side as well will be disabled instantly. Team Exploit, even though they have the man disadvantage, they still have a lot of time to work with. 1 minute 14 seconds in the clock. They can play some mind games. Just hold this one off. Pretty much try and make a comeback now. We do clearly see the metal doors execute is what they're really going for. And this is where you can clearly do see the paranoia coming to set in the player's assault. They don't exactly know what to expect because Team Exploit, they're trying to play a little mind games here, just holding it off. The intentions are clear. They want to hit the A site no matter what. But the metal door execution, if they're able to find Stranger in mid, that's going to be huge for Team Exploit. Peek comes through, a double peek should try and seal the deal on the Stranger, but no, that's not the case. And just like that, now they will also have the A side control. A huge frag onto Jivix, and well, another one to follow it through. Shooter will shut down Gunner. The mind games, man, CA.
Exactly, the mind games. Like, after all of this, I feel like given what we said about Exploit 2, right, that they're most likely to execute only on their the non-buy rounds. Once again, Salt getting caught off guard. Even though Exploit, they continue on the same trend. They're playing that simple sapper. Hold on, Demon. He's found a really nice wallbang to take him off. The Nat's impression as he picks it up and tries to move in, but the orange container giving more than enough space for Shooter to take down his brother and take the lead for Team Exploit. 5-4 on the scoreline. And once again, coming back to my point where you rarely expect the side of Exploit to go for those hard executes when they're on their full buys, and they don't go for it. Even though they stack up and show, Salt probably thinking, oh, they're going to come. More likely going to be a split mid to A where they're playing it slower than they would on an anti-eco, waiting for a pick or waiting for Shooter to take Hall's control. And then once they have multiple angles to pincer on, that's when they go for the burst. Unlike an anti-eco where they just press the W key. Very similar once again here, Necro, taking that B elbow control, looking for that mid to be execute.
It to be execute, and they're clearly looking to open the floodgates onto B, and yup, they have done so. Mid to B, execute has came through, and then now it's all down to the man in the back. Oh, beautiful flick onto Darky's head. He's not going to miss that one. Talk about crack tamers in the Pakistan region. A clear example of that. And wow, Team Exploit, they're just able to stack these bodies.
Yeah. Stack up these bodies, really get that momentum flowing, Necro, and you have to start wondering, like, with these back-to-back round losses for the side of Salt, of course it's going to hurt their momentum flow, but what it's going to hurt even more is the fact that the rounds we saw them take was Jivix on that operator. Now, last round was an eco. They are able to get Jivix back on the operator in this round, but it has to be the case that they win it right here, right now, and you have to assume that Exploit is expecting that operator to come out, so it's once again going to come down to the reads. Very early Seeker coming out from HSB. They love these mid to X executes. They went mid to B, now mid to A. Stranger already shut down. Gunners, no, command will get shut down. Jivix getting isolated. Exploit are running rampant.
I know exactly where.
Oh my god, and look at this. Within a blink of an eye, we're left with only 2 players to work with in defense. Exploit, man, I expected this coming in. It's just going to be a complete bloodbath. And Exploit, they're not even respecting Salt at this moment. They're just able to storm through the site, easily able to breeze through the defense, and another flawless round on the board. Salt, now they need a tactical timeout after that.
Most definitely need a tactical timeout. And the primary discussion has to be, like, given the nature with which Exploit is playing right now, the hard, aggressive control in the early parts of the round, and it's the strength of the Sova Sky, right? Like, if you notice what Salt doesn't have, it's that extra bit of utility in terms of something like the drone. Besides Stranger's drone, what HSB has is his Trailblazer. Every single round we're seeing him use something like the Trailblazer or the Seekers in the last round to give them guaranteed information and guaranteed control as compared to a simple guiding light flash or KO flash. So that's where I think for the side of Salt, they gotta start playing a lot more committed to one style. Maybe play retake on one side, or the way they are doing now on B, play more on the basis of crossfires. But they already get isolated because of the walls. Jivix does find one though.
I mean, it's like they can try and play for retake, but the problem is the aim duels sometimes, they're losing him. And I just feel like currently in the game, it's just all down to the aim game, man. Whichever team's actually able to connect those shots, they're able to win the defense as well, or the attack. So, yeah, for now, heavily both these teams relying on aim. Flash is out. 2 players only left in the favor of Team Exploit. 2 lifelines available. Trying to shut down the recon. Not really a lot of info gained, but the Trailblazer will find Jivix. Exactly know now where he is, and Abdur's position is going to be quite instrumental. If he's able to get away with 2 frags, will mean quite a lot. There we go. Jivix spotted, instant shock dart available too. Darky able to follow it up with a frag onto HSB. Suppression coming through as well with the dagger from the KO, but that's not going to matter a lot. Anyways, they will take him out.
Switching sides.
Yeah, and at this point, for the side of Salt, that round is going to be humongous because look at the eco, right? All they had was a Spectre and a Bulldog. Not only is it going to give them that momentum and confidence going into that attacking half, but it's going to remind them that this is just that first map in a best-of-5 series. We can't count ourselves out despite the overwhelming nature with which Exploit wins rounds. Because even though the scoreline is so close, the intensity with which Exploit is able to run rampant in the rounds they win, that's what starts getting to a team's mental. So it's really important for the side of Salt to just calm themselves down, stay strong in that mental department, because look at the scorecards themselves. The players and the teams insanely close. That Jet versus Jet battle most definitely going on. But this is what I meant by Shooter having an off day yesterday, Necro. He's out on an absolute tear already on Breeze in map 1.
Flick of the wrist. Look at a flick of the wrist, but no, it's just Darky. Just puzzle peeking him out the game. Another one to follow through, okay. Darky indeed on fire. Salt realizing the offense matters quite a lot. Because Exploit having a lead, as I mentioned, Exploit thrives heavily on momentum. And they've already found a taste of that, so they want a taste of that again. They know how it feels, and they want it again. B-side completely let loose from Exploit. They're trying to play for the retake over here. Cypher as well in the flank, taking a sweet little time to back out. Yep, Spike will be planted on B. Exploit will have a long rotation to make.
Look at this. The trap as well as the cam towards that attacker side spawn area will mean that Exploit instantly get revealed on both regards. They're split 2 here. Darky still not expecting one player to come from attacker side spawn. Will give a moment of opportunity to Exploit here because they've got that 2-for-1 trade and suddenly a 2-for-3 retake. Now, no utility available for the Cypher. I do think this guy has a guiding light, but HSB, he don't need nothing. Just gonna pop heads instead.
Player standing.
Indeed, just popping ahead. And Stranger's just popping them like popcorns. Talking about popcorns, what do you think? So what's the best occasion to eat popcorns other than watching movies?
Bro, every occasion. I love popcorn.
Okay.
I could eat some popcorn watching this match right now.
Then how are you going to be able to cast?
Well, I'm not watching this match, am I? I'm casting this match. So if I was watching this match, then
you're able to cast because you're watching it, CA.
No, but if I was just watching it, like our viewers at home are, I'm sure I would have some popcorn near me.
Okay. Guess at that point, just gotta have a lot of, I don't know, popcorns available.
Well, all we get to see is Pop Bird, but the viewers get Pop Bird and popcorn. Best of both worlds.
Yeah. I don't know what was that.
Necro got excited with just popcorn. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna let my emotions through. We're talking about emotions being let through. Shooter putting us in a difficult position. Was able to use the dash before he got suppressed though, so should still be in a comfortable position to get on out of that. But 2 players, the orange container, meaning right now Exploit cluttered in this site.
Cluttered in the site. And one more round for pretty much Salt to equalize the scoreline too, just to tie it up. Soulmate, beautiful shot coming through with the classic. Wow, definitely shut down that man in front. Another man in the close line. Jivix is well aware of that, and the flicks coming through from Salt. Scoreline pretty much now equalized, and Salt, they're looking pretty strong. So Exploit now will need to have something to worry about.
Most definitely. That's especially considering the way this round could have gone with HSB finding that initial pick. The fact that they were not able to do much more in terms of damage does mean that Salt could have gone for a full bonus, but this scares me a little bit, Necro. Stranger has gone for the Hero Vandal. Now on that, Sova, I'm a little bit confused about it because usually you see that Hero Vandal maybe on the Jet or maybe even on the Cypher, so they can lead from the start, and when they die you can pick it up once again. But the Sova is not going to be the first person to die. Instead, Demon, who I believe only picked up that Ghost, he ended up going down.
Missed a lot of shots, but it's fine. It's a Spectre nerf heading in. Oh no. Oi, oi, oi. Not really likely to see that, but it's fine. Shooter is there. Yep, gotta hurt. That's a lot of emotional damage.
Yeah, that's a perfectly apt situation. I think it's
Poison's off.
That's when the ADS comes into play.
man, you can't ADS on Spectre.
No, but on the other guns, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why you gotta get your stuff in Aries, man. These guys gotta use some of that Aries.
Just that.
Cage 3.
30 seconds left.
Only I could see you hide. Don't worry. Where is everyone hiding?
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Cage 3. Only I could see you. Wow, my eyes are down.
Poison orb emitting.
maybe we should, but hold on for a second, Necro. Look at this sneaky push from the side of Salt, taking mid control for free. Now King has an angle on mid with his camera, and his camera now being broken down. Salt trying to make their way back, but I think Exploit's got a read on it, because look at this. HSB and Sova looking towards it, and Soulmate with the peek. Salt just getting out-read and shut down, Necro.
Of course, Exploit's got a read on that, but with shots like that, it doesn't matter even if you do have the reads. Even if you do have the reads on textbook plays, but if you're able to connect these shots, well, textbook plays might as well just easily be able to work it out. But yeah, now Salt looking to open the floodgates on the B site. Spike is there
Poison's off.
on the Sova, which is
30
Stranger,
seconds
but
left.
still taking their sweet little time to work it off. Does Soulmate exactly know what's going on? Yep, he's going to spot one player. The call's been given away. King is able to follow with one. But look at Soulmate from the back. Finds two huge frags, but Gunner is unstoppable. And a quick flick in the back and will slap him right in the face. Another one coming through. Gunner. Oh my god. How was he able to connect those pixel, shots like that?
Vivid shooters, like, bro, what are those shots, man? Why is he hitting me like that? I'm supposed to hit people like that. It's not even Demon, my brother, hitting me like that. What the heck, Gunner?
You know, in the montages, in the funny montages, you'd be like, oh, you see these 3 sheriff shots coming in, then instantly you can, edit and put in another clip where you're just, reporting a player. By cheating. If you remember the OG clip of Mo.
Oh, my God. The good old days is what I would say.
The good old days.
Good old days. But hey, look
Wish we
at the
could
side
turn
of
back
Salt
time
right
to the
now,
good old
Necro.
days.
Last round was their eco. Now on the buy, and this buy is crucial because if they lose this, it goes to that 7-11, effectively guaranteeing match point for the side of Exploit, considering the economical situation for Salt. So let's take a second to talk about the ultimates available from the side of Salt Esports. I want to see some aggressive, proactive play, because if they use that KO null command very early, what they can do is prevent someone like HSB or someone like Soulmate, who themselves have these key ultimates in the Seekers and the Viper's Pit, from being able to use them reactively, forcing Exploit into a situation where they're always going to have to use their ultimates proactively, and making sure that that gives them that teensy bit of an edge, because that's what I've really missed from the KO in this attacking half. He needs to be the one leading the charge. He needs to be a pseudo Phoenix almost, working as an entry fragger, but an entry fragger working on the basis of information, not really frags.
Okay. All this educational damage you've dealt to each and every single viewer in the chat, CA. I want to ask you another question, okay? Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and ask you. You are the coach of Team Salt, okay?
Yeah.
What are your words going to be to Team Salt?
Well, I'm just going to say, send 3 people towards a cave, pick up that Altarb, play it slow. If they pop the Viper's Pit, while the 3 people are there, if they pop the Viper's Pit, the other 2 who are supposed to go towards halls, wait at the door till that drone comes out and tells you if there's 1 person in the Viper's Pit or 2. Because if the Viper doesn't bake the drone, then you instantly know that there's 2 people. Then the 2 people at the halls, of which one of is the KO, can pop that KO ult, make sure that the Viper cannot be supported by anyone else in terms of the ultimates, and then you just do a mid to A execute, simple as. And if they don't, then it's the same thing, but easier.
Sounds easy, CA. Sounds easy. It really does. It's easier said than done, though.
They are doing it, though.
They are trying to do it, yeah, surely. I mean, they're able to flood inside the site. They will also get a spike plant down, but again, each and every single player is still alive from the side of Team Exploit. So intention's clear. Vision as well is pretty clear. They're going for the retake battle over here. And Team Exploit, I mean, they've already found the opening frag, and that's all they need. And there we go, King to follow it up. Viper's Pit is only the saving grace right now for Team Salt, but that's a beautiful recon dart. Hunter's Fury coming in from the side of attackers, which is Salt. And there you go, one last man alive. Demon having a lot of pressure. Also does have a decent amount of utility. Beautiful snake bite through. But that's not going to save him right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, just as good as that snakebite was in terms of doing damage to Exploit, it also revealed his position. Considering the trajectory of that snakebite, they instantly knew that he was on there, right, and just able to push on him and take him down to make it that 11-7 scoreline. And now that timeout coming through, I have to wonder if it's second too late, because the reason I wanted that KO in the halls and not entering to the site was because it would ensure that with that KO utility he has, he can deny halls control. It would keep Darky alive on that Cypher, and then he could play on the late trap coming through for the post plant. Instead, Darky gets completely isolated in halls, and Exploit get to retake halls within a matter of a second, and that ensures that when they go onto site, they have the numbers advantage instead of being split up between.
Team Exploit, though, over here, HSB making some calls happen. And now I do want to see after this break, what kind of changes are we going to see in Team Exploit? I mean, Team Exploit already know they don't really need a lot more rounds to pretty much get this map in their hands. Breeze is a perfect selection coming through, but the next map is going to be from the selection of Salt. And I do want to see what they've got in the back. Already a lot of rounds slipped away from the side of Salt. 7-11, Team Exploit, after getting another round in their bags, they will also have their morals boosted up to pretty much infinite level.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to remember that this is the map pick of the side of Exploit. 13-6, 13-7 was the scoreline I was expecting, and right now it looks like it might go that way, but Jivix on his Blade Storm might have a say about that. King, though, already shutting down Darky. They know where Stranger is, and Exploit just pressing that W key for Gunner. Gunner, oh Gunner. He's got that Sheriff. He made it work last time. Can he do it again?
There we go. He's making it work. Only able to get away with one, though. Okay. Shooter with an easy 3K. And now it seems like, yep, 12 rounds are going to be on the board for Exploit. Salt. Indeed, man, going to be sweating. Indeed, they're going to be sweating. And talk about sprinkling some salt. It's currently Team Exploit, or HSB himself, just sprinkling a lot of salt.
It's also quite ironic, this situation. A 1v2 for Demon. On one side, he's got his mirror agent, the Viper, on the Team Exploit. On the other side, he's got his brother. So it would be quite a storyline if he is able to take down the counter Viper and his brother at the same time. But easier said than done, Necro. Easier said than done. Because look at Exploit. They're covering every single angle except for mid doors. He could surprise Soulmate right here and then isolate Shooter right after if he wins this duel. Oh, he's not even going to check.
Yep, not even going to check. It's demon time, baby.
Or is
it? For demon time for Team Exploit, because they're able to exploit demons, so it's demon time.
Oh,
get it?
Lord. You're the demon of bad jokes.
Listen, all right, you're just jealous because you don't have.
No, like seriously, I'm sure there's a special space in the netherworld where they torture people with bad jokes, and Necro came from there. He's like the eye of the master of bad jokes. I will make you laugh and cry at the same time.
I will make you question your existence.
It certainly looks like Shooter is making Salt question their existence, but hey, let's see. This is going to be the buy. Salt fighting back for overtime once again, trying to take mid control. That KO not revealing much of his position, but if he's able to settle into elbow here and wait till his team gets into a position to execute, he could attract a lot of attention.
Oh. Quick frag to open things up, and Shooter still blinded, but he's... Ow! Is he able to get away with that frag? Oh, that's illegal. That's illegal. Put this man in jail. But HSB to follow it through, and Soulmate again. Oh my god, it's just Team Exploit. They're looking like the unstoppable force of nature after the second half. And trying, missing shots. Initial shots are important. And HSB is the man who's not going to let them lose. And Team Exploit getting the first map in their bag. Breeze map easily secured, and now looking to rob the entire bank. I don't know how things are going to be looking like in the future map, man. Next map is the pick of Salt. So let's see how things are going to be looking like, because first one, Exploit, yeah, even though things were looking really close, I don't know why, I just felt like Exploit were just letting it loose, and they're not even playing this really seriously. Let's be honest, like, we didn't really see proper executions on the attacking side from Exploit. It just seemed like Exploit were trying to play it off of aim. They're not really trying to expose a lot of strategies here.
And look at our Hindi desk. Just taking over us right now for claiming that we would beat them.
I need that studio.
Yeah, so do I. But like, it is what it is. I still loved our background that we've got, you know, with this cool red color coming in. It especially vibes with what you're wearing.
Is that lightning though? Is that lightning in the back?
I think
is
so.
That lightning?
It's like the entire theme of our
Ooh.
tournament is trial by fire, right? So it's like a mix of fire and lightning, I would say, creating Brimstone, because
Ah.
Brimstone is not someone we're going to see in the game anyway, so I might as well see them in the camps.
Okay, yeah. Moving forward, as I mentioned, first map of Breeze is pretty much secured by Exploit as expected. Now, I went with 3-0. CA went with 3-1. So
3-0.
I don't know, CA. Listen, it doesn't matter. I got proof on the stream, okay? You don't got proof anoohere.
I actually
not gonna
have got
post-
proof
you're
that it
not-
was the other way.
Listen, you're
around.
not going to post the
Yes.
WhatsApp screenshots. There's no way you're going to be able to show it on stream, so I pretty much won over here. So 3-0 are my predictions. But yeah, jokes aside, though, Salt still has a fair bit of chance to come back because in the past, as I mentioned, even in the Indy Q1, at the start, even if a team is not really able to pop up, but later on, if they start getting the momentum, that's when things really do matter a lot. So taking a look at the scoreboard, Jivix, of course, going to be top in the charts from their side, but Shooter, as you mentioned, yesterday was having an off day, but over here, now he's able to perform really well against the rookies.
Yeah, Shooter was just saving his energy, like HSB said, in the interview, to take down his brother's team, to take down the co-finalists and make sure that his team able to get on all the way through 25, 12, and 3. The econ rating as well, showing you exactly how prolific this player was on this map. And this is why I'm so scared, because even though map 2 is Icebox, the pick off the side of Salt, considering the strength of Shooter in these long-range duels, these long-range battles, and with his operator, well, Icebox, I feel like it's just going to be a tale of the same story.
Oh, there you go. Look at the charts. Just Exploit leading in each and every single aspect. There's no other kind of like a department where Exploit is just not leading the charts over here. 30.77 headshot percentage. Then you have damage as well, 14.53k. Their Exploit, they're just dominating through right now. And Salt, moving inside the second map, I am really worried for their mentality, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think the mentality factor is going to be a big effect coming into Icebox, because when you look at map 3, it's split, one of Exploit's strongest maps. So map 2 really needs to take the bring back the momentum for Salt Esports, bring back some of that high profile gameplay we're able to see from them all the way back in VCC1. But taking a look at the MVP comparison, actually scratch that. Production does
We
not
just
want
got
to
debated.
take a look at it. Yeah, we just
literally just got debated.
hard debated.
They were like, psych, you thought you were going to see the MVP comparison? Nope, not yet. Still a little bit of time probably for the graphic to get ready, but yeah, the MVP comparison, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be between Jivix and Shooter. So I mean, we clearly do know it's just Shooter's charts are probably going to be just like the mounts are going to be skyrocketing, because Shooter was able to perform consistently, was able to get the 2Ks, 3Ks. It was doing really good. But yeah, on the other hand, now moving inside the map of Icebox, I really do feel like Icebox is a map which really rewards heavily for the tactical approach. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see. But taking a look at the viewer rewards, this is an exclusive merchandise for you guys, and there will be drawn lucky winners every day. So to join the giveaway, all you guys need to do is go ahead on your social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you guys like to use, and make sure you guys are tagging at NODWIN Gaming and use hashtag VCC, and be creative with your posts, and maybe you'll have a huge chance of winning this exclusive VCC merchandise, because as I mentioned, we are drawing one single winner every single day. With that being said, we got the first map out the gate. Now moving on forward in the Icebox, which we'll probably head in after the break. With that being said, it's me and CA, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Listen to the word and the way your cuts in the middle. When the flames catch higher, puts up your gun fingers. Return all of the fire, it's a one man single, give a sign. And pull your gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Gun finger trigger. Return all of the fire, it's a one man single, give a sign. And pull your gun finger trigger. Your gun finger trigger. Pull your gun finger trigger. It's a one man single, give a sign. your gun from your trigger.
Grab the mic when you're real dead enough.
Ooh, just vibing to the music, man, in the waiting screen. But yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to NODWIN's Valorant Conquerors Championship. First map out the gate, now Exploit able to get a dominating win over Salt. Second map of Icebox. Go ahead, Tia, give your speculations.
In terms of scoreline, do you mean?
In terms of scoreline, in terms of, do you think Salt are going to be able to bounce back or no? Like, just
No,
any kind of
I'm
speculations.
I'm still
Everything,
holding
all
true
the questions
to my.
that you have in your mind. You're saying that Exploit are going to be able to just steamroll it through. I mentioned this, right? Exploit, I felt like in the first map of Breeze, even though like they were getting those rounds, but I still felt like Exploit were heavily relying on their aim, man. Like we didn't really see a lot of executions coming through, and they were trying to hide some strats. We clearly saw that. Like it's really hard to ignore that fact that Exploit are trying to hide their strats.
Yeah, definitely. I think now coming into Icebox 2, considering the fact that maybe, just maybe, Salt were not necessarily comfortable with their composition on Breeze because it's a very, very hard composition to pull off. I keep saying 3 different teams tried it in VCT Champions, and the champions themselves were the only ones who came actually close to fulfilling its potential. Even then, like Shados was just able to shut them down. So this composition is incredibly hard to pull off. So what I want to see them going into Icebox is settling back into comfort. We saw the strength of Jivix on that operator can be crucial on the map of Icebox. So try to maybe work around Jivix a lot more, give him the room and the agency to really shine as that star player and get that map back for Salt.
And look at the agents pick rate too, man. Viper, Soa. Viper's just essential. Viper, Soa, and Sage. These 3 are really essential. And then Jet and Reyna coming through.
I want to know that one team that did not pick the Jet. Like, how is that not 100%, man? Home? Okay, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Like, which one of you guys did not pick the Jet?
But I'm pretty sure over here we're going to see the first 4 easily picked up
yeah.
by both these sides. So the thing is, like, are we going to be seeing the Killjoy being picked up, or like what's going on?
Yeah, I think definitely it's going to be the Killjoy composition. I would be very surprised if HSV pull out Reyna, though he has got that in the bag. I do expect him to likely just play that Sova, allowing Soulmate to play that Viper, and King most likely to pick up that Killjoy himself. So we'll have to see what it ends up being, but I would be very surprised if it's anything other than just the mirror matchup composition.
Mirror matchup composition. I mean, again,
Mirror
as you mentioned, they
match?
should. It's the same thing I would say. It's kind of like a thingy where it doesn't really have a grammar, and you can just put it as like however you want. So composition matchup mirror.
Wait. Okay. Enough of tongue twisters with compositions and mirrors and whatnot. And right now it feels like we're in a house of mirrors where like my body suddenly got whoop and my face got whoop. And that's what's happening with our voice boxes. Have you not been to a house of mirrors ever, Necro?
No,
Like you get
no.
your body starts looking real weird. Like your face becomes massive. You can try
I just
it
don't
on
like looking at
Instagram, I
myself.
think, with filters.
I just don't like looking at myself. Even right now, like my webcam's in front of me, and I'm trying to avoid it. I'm literally just staring at the webcam. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm trying my best.
Boy.
The only person I look at over here is CA. But yeah, moving on forward, man, map of Icebox going to be really interesting now. Mirror composition is what you expected. And moving inside, I'm also expecting the mirror composition coming through. But again, Killjoy is kind of like a thing that can be replaced. So what do you think if any of the teams do decide to replace Killjoy? So are we going to see like the double duelist being pulled out?
I don't think she can be replaced. And again, I'm not trying to be savage here. I just want to put out a disclaimer, but The only region who considers her replaceable is NA. And yeah, not much of a great defense there. NA is usually
Chamber.
just that W region. You know, like, yeah, we'll hit A,
I want to
we'll
see
win
Chamber
game.
pulled out. I want to see that Chamber pulled out, man. I want to see that Chamber pulled out. I want to see some. I want to see some nice shots with the Tour de Force. But yeah, Chamber's one of those kind of characters that has like some incredible utilities in the bag. I call it incredible because I personally am a guy who just loves absolute aim, and Chamber is kind of a person that you heavily need to have a cracked aim to play Chamber because he has the Headhunter, Tour de Force, pretty much, and then you have the slows coming in as well, which is kind of like okay-ish utilities. But again, the main utilities they have is the Headhunter, which is really useful in the pistol rounds, and the Tour de Force. And overall, moving it forward, again, there can be some clutch cards pulled out. As I mentioned, there can be some astonishing plays being pulled out, some astonishing agents being pulled out, and I really am curious to see the agent select screen. It's taking quite a long time. But yeah, CA.
Hey.
Now we saw them play. We saw both these teams play last year. So what do you think? So moving it forward in the grand finals, what is the difference that you saw last year and now in the grand finals? Like Team Exploit, they pretty much have leveled it up, huh? Just because HSB, the single man's able to put on such a show.
Well, you asked the question, you answered it yourself, Necro, because that was just exactly going to be my answer. The only difference is HSB himself. The last time they played, he was not available. He was all the way in Madrid playing a LAN for himself. So this time around, he is available and clearly already showing his dominance. I think it's not just his dominance and his ability to, like, his individual abilities, rather actually in his ability to keep the team together, functioning on that same note. We saw it on the timeout itself.
Yeah.
So vocal in his with his team continuously trying to make them work a certain way. But ooh, what is this? A brand new
we have
graphic.
the Jet.
We got the
this is
Jet
brand new.
graphic. I'm not at all surprised. One of our production members is a hardcore Jet main, so he's like, yes, I'm gonna put that Jet. Everyone will see the power of the Jet.
I'm gonna call a magician on that.
No, it's actually Jet version. But yeah, close.
Okay, pretty much close. Yeah, even magician likes to play a lot of Jet. So yeah. But Ascent over here, you clearly do see the win rate as well on Jet. So on the Icebox, Jet has 53% win rate, but the pick rate is pretty much, I mean, well, 93%. It has just to be that one of those teams that didn't really pick it.
I think that win rate is a little of a weird stat because considering the fact that almost everyone picks Jet, Jet will automatically win and lose at the same time. So the win rate is a little weird there. And it only works when teams don't pick the Jet, which is very, very rare because as you can see in that pick rate, it's 82%. Like less than 20% of teams not, or rather less than 20% of maps in which Jet is now being picked up.
So you're trying to say that the win rate on Jet in the certain map, so it's like the enemy team actually just did not pick the Jet, and the Jet was actually able to win it. They were just able to smash it through. Okay, but in the Icebox, it's I do completely agree. It's not really a stat that we need to rely on heavily because of course we're going to be seeing that Jet being pulled out on both the sides. Another graphic. Look on Breeze, it's just 0% percentage. We're not seeing Raze being pulled out even once on Breeze, so we're gonna be having 0%. I feel like CA, we need to apply for VCC next time, and we need to play Raze on Breeze.
No. Do you know why Raze doesn't play on Breeze though?
Why?
Because she's a Brazilian gal. As soon as she sees the beaches, she's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna go party. Let's go. So she's too busy partying on the beaches to actually come fight on Breeze.
Okay, talk about lame jokes. That was one of those.
No, what do you mean?
But
You're not like partying on beaches?
I've never went to one though. That's
oh my lord. Okay.
Listen, I'm a gamer. Okay, listen, CA, I'm an actual gamer. Okay, I stay inside my house, and playing games is a party in itself for me. So I play games with my friends, you know, just having a great time at house, just listening to music in the back. Yo, what's up?
I'll ask you a gamer question. Valorant gamer question. Which map is S22, Necro?
S22. Oh my god, I know. Hold on. I know this map. It is a map in Valo though.
5.
It is a map in Valo.
Yeah, it is. Of course, I told you that. It's a map in Valo. What? Like, Necro, it is a map in Valo. Like, which other game am I going to talk about here? All right, 5, 4,
Fracture.
It's Icebox, Necro, the map we're about to go into. And that's whoop-de-whoop so much for all of the R's. No, Necro, we gotta get you to a beach. A beach is just serene. And you know what the best part is? In a lot of locations, they got Wi-Fi on the beach, so you can still game and enjoy all of that air. And
Imagine
Necro's
just like bring up this whole
suddenly.
setup outside on the beach, and I'm just like gaming in the sun. It's like just having a great time. I'm just yelling in the middle. I'm like, hey, there's a push happening. Help!
Like, someone's
Everyone's
killing
just
me
busy
again and
partying.
again and again, and then someone next to you probably calls the cops. Like, this guy's dying. Like, help!
This guy's dying. Please, hey, help! He's talking about guns and all. I don't know. His man be
He's throwing
dangerous
bombs.
for society. Yeah.
He's planting bombs, diffusing bombs. What is going on here? But hey, okay. Before we, actually end up scaring a few people, let's get back to the discussion of Icebox, because I think, as we were talking about, for the side of Salt is going to be a lot more comfortable, which is why I'm kind of scared, because if they lose this map right here, I don't think there's even a question of what happens in Split. We saw how dominant Exploit was on Split, so they've really got to make their stand right here on Icebox, and I'm looking at Jivix to be a major part of that. He was prolific on the operator, even on Breeze, but more than just the operator, I want to see a lot more aggression, a lot more reads, because if you remember back to the India qualifier, that did end up being the difference between, like, small difference between Rafuel and SK Rossi, in the way Rafuel was just able to take his aggression a step further, take his reads a step further.
Exactly, take his read a step further. And now Salt, I mean, we saw the same kind of outcome in India Q1 as well, right? I mean, Enigma pretty much lost the first map. Global Esports were able to win it. And pretty much the scoreline as well was something like this, kind of similar to this. So, again, we still know the underdog story might just be real. Moving inside the second map, Salt still has a huge chance. And this is a best of 5, so Team Exploit will need to win 3 maps back-to-back for them to actually seal it. So if they're able to seal the deal on that map of Icebox, which is their pick in itself, that will be huge, man, because there has to be a reason why they picked Icebox.
Yeah, absolutely. But on the other hand, talking about things that could be huge, if Exploit actually managed to just play these simple, like, think about what they did on Breeze, right? They hard rushed A and B, set up the conditioning idea that we're only going to rush on anti-ecos, just to change that up around the 5th, 6th round mark when they started going for those mid to A, mid to B executes. There's nothing special in those strategies. It's as basic as what you would call in your compy matchups, and it goes exactly in line with what HSB told us yesterday. They're just playing simple, fundamental Valorant. They're not exposing their new strategies. If Exploit is able to get the win as a 3-0 even, or even a 3-1 for that matter, just doing those things, I start to wonder, like, for the other teams in the Grand Finals playoffs, for the Indian, for the Bangladeshi, Nepali, and Sri Lankan teams, and Maldivian, potentially, all these teams coming out, like, what do you do when you're trying to research Exploit? You look back to these games, they're like, well, they're just playing compy games. How exactly are we supposed to anti-shot them?
There's nothing really special coming out. They're just like using the wiper wall, basic wiper wall, nothing really like crazy stuff from their side, and they're just able to easily open the floodgates. And as I mentioned, heavily relying on their aim. Agent Select in front of you guys, and well, we're seeing Darky, of course, pulling out the KJ. Normal composition, nothing really stand out to me. But King, is he actually going to go for the race?
King.
Oh,
I don't mind the Reina, but King is like one of the best killjoys I've seen in the Pakistan-Afghanistan regions. I sincerely doubt he's not going to play the killjoy. I feel like this is a reverse Cali move, where Cali kept the KJ hovered for the entire agent selection just to change it to Reina. King is like, okay, I'm going to play KJ, so I'm going to keep Reina for the entire time and then select KJ.
interesting. Well, there we go. Okay, here we go. King, stop it, King. Just go ahead and lock the KJ.
There's no way.
Yeah, Cypher, it would be interesting. Cypher, I don't want to see, even if he does end up picking Cypher, how are they going to be able to play Cypher, because he will have to be really proactive with the moves that he's making.
It's
But overall,
mostly because the trapfires are kind of useless, considering the verticality of the map. It's very easy to dodge the trapfires, or even if you place them around the mid area, to just break them with Sova Shock Dart. So there you go, a reverse Cali move indeed. He is going to be locking in that KJ, and as I was saying, like, there's almost a 0% chance that it's not that Sage KJ Viper Jet. What did I forget? Sova. There you go. Sova mirror composition match coming up. And this is something we've talked about throughout the VCC, right? Icebox is the one map where since the last year, the composition of the meta hasn't changed. Really showing to Riot, guys, it's high time we get at least a part of Icebox reworked the way you did to Priest.
That'll be interesting. A little bit of change, and also players will have some certain problems to try and adjust back to it. But yeah, the music stops and it's time to get serious as we are straight up heading inside the map of Icebox. The first pistol round to pretty much kick things off. And this first pistol round is going to mean quite a lot. We're already seeing 3 ghosts being pulled out. On the other hand, Team Exploit taking things pretty chill, or maybe they just haven't really bought it yet. There we go. So this round is going to mean quite a lot to Salt. If they're actually able to win the first pistol round, they will have a huge momentum to start things off. First 2 rounds in the bag, of course, will also have a bonus round to go with. So Salt need this for their confidence, but even if they do end up losing, the rifle run is what really matters.
Oh yeah, it usually does come down, especially in terms of that momentum factor for all of these teams to that rifle round, especially on Icebox, because the operators can be so important. So for the defense, especially here on the side of Team Exploit, these pistols can go a long way to guaranteeing that early operator. We're talking about guarantee and early mid execute trying to come in. Shooters already got one, and I love these late walls, Necro, because it effectively guarantees, especially in the pistol, that they can't break it. Like, that pistol just not good enough.
Yeah, look at that. They're just trying to funnel them right inside the side, but still, that's not going to stop the funneling. Indeed. Jivic's able to find the opening. Look at King's position, hoping... Okay, there we go. King finally being shut down. Even I kind of ate a lot of words over there as the man, Killjoy, was getting pretty much eaten alive. 2-on-2 situation, Sage down low, 14 seconds for the heal, not going to be able to get it off. Not a lot of time to buy it off, and whoa! Oh my god, Soulmate with an insane clutch to start things off, and well, talk about emotional damage already. Salt, they're going to be feeling it.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to see those headshots again, but I know all of Exploit hits headshots, but yeah, I was talking about the ones to come right after. Finds Demon first, I believe, yes, and then immediately the crosshair correction, man. I think that's something I've personally been working on with respect to my aim, continuously going to the range, like playing 3x easy, 3x medium, 3x hard every single day, and yeah, I have gotten better, but so good that you can change it like that quick. I can only imagine how hard it must be for these pro players, but also so easy at the same time, because that's what they make it look like just a piece of cake. But hold on, once again, Salt trying the same thing, trying to rush Kitchen.
Yep, trying to rush Kitchen, they just don't really have... Okay, he's just gonna mow him down. He's just gonna mow him down. He's lining them up. He's stacking them up, pulls out the classic.
No Abdur!
And an easy spread through Abdur, just being a thief in the night, stealing his ace away. But yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. In the bot practice, in the practice range, in the training range in Valo, what's your highest score in hard level?
It's really bad.
What is it?
It's really bad.
10. 55?
What? No, I haven't even reached double digits yet. It's 8.
8. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really bad. I'm telling you. I can't. The crosshair correction. I managed to hit body shots every single time, but in the hard bots move away so quickly. Like, sheesh. But hold on, this bonus round for Team Exploit, they're looking to get aggressive and proactive. Already a 1-for-1, but a 1-for-1 is great for them. They will make it a 3-for-2 instead, and man, we talked about the momentum factor. We talked about how important it is for their defense to get their economy going. Exploit checking every single box. Let's see if Salt can at least pull back this round.
They're just on such an aggressive page. It's a 2-on-3. Exploit clearly having a huge man advantage. But yeah, if you want to know my score in hard bots, it's 21.
Yeah, I told you. You got the aim, I got the brain.
Yep, all aim, no
That's
brain.
how we beat the Hindi desk.
There we go. And Team Exploit, yeah, pretty much easy win on that previous round. Another round in their bags, and I feel like he made it pretty much 50%, and now he's going to give the defuse to HSB, so he'll probably have the Hunter's Fury available as quick as possible. But yeah, 3 rounds on the board, also getting those guns retrieved in their hand. That was a bonus round too, so now they're going to be having a huge economy boost. Maybe Shooter will go for an operator. He can if he wants to. He has 6,700 in the back, but still, there you go. Operators inbound.
Yeah, operators inbound right now. And at this point, especially considering when you look at the numbers, right? 2,000 means he's got a minimum, I believe, 20. He's got a minimum, I believe, I think 4,000 at least at the end of the next round. I'm forgetting how much exactly you get, but irrespective, it means he's still able to get a full buy even if they lose. That's how good of an economic situation Exploit have got themselves in. And then you add on the fact that Salt right now, they are on an eco. And it doesn't look like Exploit want to stop Necro. Pedal in the middle. Aggressive proactive control.
Spike down A.
3 on 5 now. Oh, shooter! Able to find another one. Demon falls down. Also has the ultimate available, which is the Blade Storm. He can go for some insane and stylish play, some flashy plays. But shooter, he's just looking like an unstoppable force in nature. He's the man possessed right now. And to stop that operator, it's going to be really tough. Imagine how much pressure Salt are going to be having to deal with the operator next round too. But they will just have a little bit more utilities to work with. So Gunner is going to be having a lot of pressure to try and block off his line of sight.
Yep. Just like that, a 4-0 lead. And you can see smiles for most of the Exploit players as they look so comfortable on Icebox. And you have to start questioning the decision-making of Salt in the veto process. Bind wasn't banned, Necro. They decided to leave Bind for map 5. It's one of the strongest maps for Salt. Don't get me wrong, it's a strong map for Exploit too, but I would say that any map that is more closer ranged suits a team like Salt that is more focused on these tactical oriented aggressive plays as compared to someone like Exploit who has the firepower to not necessarily rely on those tactical plays, just play it more as a compy match because they don't want to reveal anything. And playing maps like Breeze and Icebox just works in their favor every single time. But hold on a second. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Shooter just running rampant. He's like smurfing right now in this lobby.
Yep. But again, another thing to keep eyes on is that he doesn't have the armor to work anymore. But still, all he needs to do is just connect one bullet, man. And just be really quick at the reaction. Trying to break the wall into pieces, and they will do. A little bit of window found. And Abdur taking things really slow. Sweet little time. Letting them have the control now. Going to be falling back to yellow. The call will be given away. And look at this. Shooters are ready on containers. And he's going to let them flood through. Even if he's able to get one kill in the position that he's found himself in. If he's able to shut down this jet, that's going to be quite a lot. Flick comes through. Misses a shot. Looking to get the follow through as well.
30 seconds left.
An aggressive angle. Oh no, Jivix expects that shooter being a little too aggressive in the angle, and now Jivix will also get the operator in the hand. Or at least they're looking to get the operator.
Look at this though. With that Nanoswarm buying time, HSB also has shock darts. As soon as he hears the plant, he can do a lot of damage, and he's doing exactly that. King taking down Gunner. The Viper Spit is gone. The Killjoy lockdown gonna come out. The denial in terms of the plant just done perfectly.
But look at Darky.
Exploit, but yeah, Darky's on
Oh!
the flank.
Oh my god. Darky's flank being instrumental, and Darky realizes the exact same thing too. Just saving the day for his team. That lockdown could have been a menace. Could have caused a lot of ruckus for the enemy team. Shooter with this opening, man, it was absolutely insane. Then later on got a little too overconfident with the... Thought maybe he's going to be able to follow it through. Darky's flank, absolute instrumental.
Yeah. And at this point, for the side of Salt, that round is so huge because when you consider the way it actually ended up going about, with both of the teams looking like they might take it away, the utility from Exploit making sure that they were in the better position. Darky just shut it down. He removed that lockdown, and now without that key piece of utility, Exploit might be in trouble. Shooter
Still peaks.
definitely in trouble, gets caught.
B.
Still peaks though. Man's got some nerves of steel. Gunner's ready, crosses train, spots out after, but oh no. The pre-fire coming through, that gives his position away. And now Team Exploit, they're just going to ready for Gunner. They're just going to be ready. Look at King as well. He's ready. Crosses train, finds
Spike
Demon.
down B.
2 on 4.
For you.
A lot of man advantage shifted over to Team Exploit. Strangers, oh my god, the wall goes up in the nick of time. Soulmate is showing his back to the main. Has the recon dart available too. Maybe you can try and go for it. But look at Gunner and Soulmate right next to each other. Peeks out. Wow, that's a great peek. Doesn't realize Stranger's there too. I don't know if he didn't hear the footsteps or not, but yeah, Stranger's able to get away with that frag, but it's fine. Abdul peeks out. A quick headshot.
Yeah. An easy headshot right there picked up, and man, this match is starting to get real quick in terms of the way the rounds are going, right? Like you can see from the side of Exploit, they're not willing to give up on the aggressiveness, and Salt similarly trying to fight them on that same note. And you have to start wondering if that is the key error from Salt right now, because it feels like Exploit's coming in as this big bad bully, and they're like, we will fight here. And Salt is like, okay, let's fight here. I feel like they should not say, okay, they're like, run away to a different battleground where they can dictate the terms and they can dictate the tempo and the pace. Because again, a similar angle to before, Shooter gets that first kill, but Jivix still able to find a trade on the basis of his Blaze Storm now. Wall needs to go down. Ooh. Brother versus brother right there, separated by a tiny wall.
There you go, Resurrection 2. The kill was pretty deep, so Shooter's not going to be able to follow it through, but the Hunter's Fury comes through. He's able to find an attack, and he is HSB. That's a huge frag. Even though the Resurrection was inbound, it's not really going to matter a lot. Again, Jivix being shut down. If I'm Jivix, man, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, because he even tried to dodge it with the updraft, but HSB, clearly he is the Hunter. One step ahead and taking down Dagger Girl, the way Astra likes to call it. I am missing Astra, man. With all of these Breeze and Icebox maps, we're not getting to see her. So hold on for a second to that top, because the Hunter is hunting down Salt and pushing the more and more of that Salt down into their wounds, because it does look like Exploit, not only are they starting to run away with this map, but perhaps even the series.
Oh my god, they're able to push the buns and Shooter. Wow, perfect play coming in from this man. The Shardy is inbound, easily able to get those 2 taps in. Another round in the favor of Exploit. Exploit, they're just steamrolling it through. And they're also being the dream killers of Salt.
Yeah, but talking about killing dreams, right? I still would like to remind everyone that Salt, even if they lose this, or Exploit, even if they lose this, just in case, I feel like there's a tiny chance that might happen. Either team will still have a slot in the wild card. And unlike last year, we have 2 slots from the wild card. So a bigger chance for them to try and make it on out of there into the grand finals playoffs itself. So it's not the end of the journey right here. But as I was saying, it does feel like, considering the way this map is going, and considering the fact that, in my opinion, Exploit is much stronger on attack than defense, this is starting to become a big yikes.
Talk about big yikes, man. Look at Jivix's face. Yesterday he was having a great time laughing, and today now all the laughs would just faded away. Clearly a huge sign of worry, man. Salt makes a lot of sense. How are they going to be able to stop the momentum that Exploit has built? We were talking about this over and over again. Exploit is one of those teams. Do not let them taste that momentum. Once they do, HSB is just going to keep on punishing you over and over and over again. And it's going to be hard to stop the momentum. And Team Exploit proving exactly that. And they're not also, it seems like they're not even putting a lot of efforts.
I wouldn't say that. I think they are trying their best, but it does come down to something we saw even in India Qualifier 1, where not just experience, but also the fact that, like, when you start getting dominated like this, when you start getting overwhelmed like this, your brain almost automatically shuts down. You start thinking, okay, I need to beat them at their own game. And Exploit is one of the hardest teams to do that against, because what their game style is so radically different from what we normally expect from South Asia. So much more aggressive yet coordinated in the first place. They're always playing off of the back of each other. So playing Exploit at their own game is right now Salt's downfall.
It's going to be tough, yeah, indeed. 6-1, Blaze Storm available in the hands of Shooter. He can just make some key plays happen over here, CA. It's going to be in quite a lot. 5 rounds lead for Team Exploit. 1 more round in the hands of the enemy team, which is Salt Esports. At least they will have a little bit of glimmer of hope inside the map of Icebox.
Left.
Now look at this. Shooter ready, misses the initial shot, has to dash on the way out of there, but it's got the backup up to Shooter. Still gonna have the option to go for the top B top pick, but not able to find it, but it's all about plant denial. They've got so much utility, and they're able to take down the wall as well. Now, even though Salt wins the fight, they're not able to get the spike flag, and time not in their side.
There we go, and well, Salt, they're able to punish him off that. HSB, though, is still able to make some clever plays happen. Both the players from the side of Salt are really low. So Team Exploit, this should be easy clutch for them. All they need to do is just connect some initial bullets. This recon, this out drone as well is going to spot. Yep, Stranger in the flank, but there you go. Hunter's Fury, not really the ideal time to pull it out. Instantly stops that too. So now Stranger on low HP. One bullet should seal the deal on to Stranger. HSB's position pretty key too. HSB realizes exactly that. Tried to do a spray transfer, but still the diffuser in the person got taken down. That's when they just lost that round. I feel like they should be a little aggressive. This is where the communication aspect really comes into play.
Exactly, especially in terms of the communication. I feel like someone should have told them surely that Stranger is super low. Just a little bit of spam through the walls could have put him in an uncomfortable position after he cancelled that Hunter's Fury, and could have allowed them to go for the play the way they did, because the decision was correct towards the latter half, where they're like, we're going to stick to defuse, at least get it half done, and then HSB can try to win duels on the basis of that. And they did do exactly that, but with Stranger not being pressured at all in the earlier half, it ended up being their downfall. But very well played by Salt to pull off a Thrifty. But again, Shooter is so damn aggressive and so damn good at being aggressive.
Exactly, and keep this in mind, he still has the Blaze Storm available. Even though Salt got the second round on the board, Shooter can still go for some insane and flashy plays, and he's capable of doing that. Don't really need to elaborate that. Oh my god, the shot. So close to the Sage. I mean, already the opening being found. HSB has got so much map control too. Pretty much breaching in the enemy territory. They do have the lockdown available, so maybe trying to get the plant on the B site. Look at Gunner. He's a sneaky man, making some sneaky plays. Misses the op shot. Jivik's able to follow it through. 3-on-4 still. Man advantage leaning heavily on their side. Look at this, wall comes through. And now Salt.
Spike planted.
Yep. Pretty much a 3-on-4 again. And as I mentioned, Shooter still has the Blaze Storm available. He can go for the flashy plays, but he wastes his updraft.
You should run.
Darky does have the lockdown. He's going to use that to try and buy in more time, but his team needs to get on out of there. Demon should not be taking those fights. The lockdown value just instantly disappeared now with it being taken down. Jivik still manages to take down Shooter in a huge clutch with that Elder Flame Dragon Fire breathing down as well for the finisher. Trial by Fire is the team of 3CC2. And well, in Jivik's Trial by Fire, he comes out unscathed. He comes out as the demon who takes them down.
Man, Jivik's pretty much, just because Jivik's a solo play, they won that previous round. A beautiful clutch. 6-3 is the scoreline. And now Salt starting to gain the momentum back and starting to get the read back to Jivik's. That play just putting a smile on his face. And as long as you're smiling and having a great time inside the game, that's all you need, man. That's all you need.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, in the end of the day, you're playing with your friends. This is a game. You're here to compete. I understand, but still, you always gotta have smiles on your faces.
Hey, and there you go. Love seeing that smile back from Jivik. It's something we didn't get to see a lot of on the breaks, at least, or maybe even in the first half of this map. But right now, it does look like Salt's back into a groove that is much more comfortable for them, much more used to for them. So for now, they need to look forward to the rest. These the last rounds coming out. At least push for a 7-5 again, because as good as Exploit is on attack, I feel like that's how good Jivik is with the operator himself. So on the defensive half for the side of Salt, Jivik could be that crucial man, that X factor that will help them take this map, because they need Icebox. They need Icebox in the bag. This is their choice of pick right here. They went for the tactical decision to leave Bind till the end of the series, so they got to make sure they take this map right here to make sure they get to that map of Bind.
Get to the map of Bind, yeah. They could have actually went for the map of Bind over here on the second map just to get the win, you know. As soon as they get the win, Exploit will start double questioning themselves. And this is what they really need. The mental games, the mental pressure is what is really mattering. And once the team loses that mental battle, that's when it's pretty much done.
Oh yeah. Bit of a technical issue there, but we're back immediately. And that technical break that issue has been resolved. So we're the countdown running down, we're ready to go. And you can see a bit of a setup change here from the side of Exploit. They're committing that wall towards A, they're committing the Killjoy utility, or as you can see, the Nanoswarm, all of it towards denying the plant A. So this has to just be a read. Even though the wall from the side of Salt has gone down towards B, and Salt are aggressing towards A initially, this read from Exploit is quite interesting because from what I'm seeing, I'm expecting Salt to be extremely aggressive towards mid and A, but go for the late rotation to B.
Oh, the turret was there in the mid. Instantly took a shot and backed off. 6-3 being the scoreline, and we have Team Exploit over here. I'm pretty sure Team Exploit, I don't know why, I just have a little itch, and I just want to say that Team Exploit are going to win this round. Because looking at how Salt are playing, clearly they're playing really scared.
Yeah, and
Team Exploit, though, they're also playing a little cautious inside this round. That's what I'm noticing.
but look at this, the early aggression towards mid, I think threw Salt off their game plan. I do still think they were planning to go B initially, but since mid was aggressed, I think now what they're wondering is they're probably playing defensive A on the retake, which is not the case at all. Instead of a lot of utility invested to deny the plant, and Salt, even though they set up the wall, even though they get site control, they're not able to move on further.
And King is just able to hold his ground. Now, just like how always they used to have that one man on lurk, this time they just don't have anyone on lurk. Each and every single man was committed on this push. But if this time, if they had anyone on lurk, this could have been huge because you can clearly see Exploit, their tunnel vision. You only do see Viper a little bit separated out. And just because of that, Exploit easily able to get the read possible. As I mentioned, Salt as well playing really scared. After that technical break, I just feel like the momentum was affected. The technical break shouldn't have been there. Unfortunately.
Most definitely a possibility. But for me, as an analyst, Necro, it really does come down to the conditioning. Because the way Salt had been set up, right? Especially if you take a look at their past rounds, when they put up that B wall early, they're usually looking to rotate on later towards that B site or hard execute. And because of that, because of the aggression from shooter towards mid, where we've usually seen him either go A long or B long in the extreme manners, this time he goes towards mid to take the attention off of A and almost funneling Salt into that A site. And this round now, Salt trying to hard execute A, but Exploit have got a lockdown as well as the Hunter's Fury. It does start to feel like, once again, Salt falling into Exploit traps. Starting to look like a recipe for disaster for Salt.
Indeed, and the Blade Storm's out as well for Jivix. And there you go, beautiful connection being found on the HSB. Lockdowns available from the side of Team Exploit just to add on a little bit more pressure. I mean, they've already had a lot of pressure. And look at the turret spots out the Flying Bird, and instantly the wings are being clipped. And now you have Soulmate in the back, taking a lot of shots onto himself, but it doesn't matter. Walls inbound. Oh my god, this is just so much pressure to deal with. This is complete humiliation. And then Shooter's Jet as well, just saying night-night. But with that shot from Gunner,
I think
it's going to help. Yeah.
the best part about that wall is that in that situation, the only better wall you can do is a vertical wall, but even that wall, it denies the lineup from the Viper. So if you notice in the last moment, the Viper lineup, you see it comes flying in, hits the wall, and then falls back down. So without that lineup as well, there's no way for them to play close plant. Exploit, again, one step ahead, and not only are they starting to run away with this map, Necro, they're starting to run away with this series because this map is the pick of Salt. Now, look at Shooter's crosshair placement. Fully expecting now with this wall, the Jet will come through, but that's not happening. So I hope, yes, Salt's finally starting to take the map back into their own hands in terms of the way they want to play it.
I mean, the best of fives are supposed to be a marathon, but Exploit are making it look like a sprint. They're just sprinting through, man. 8-3, Salt. Somewhere down the line, the mental aspect is being hurt heavily. Darky does hear the rotation come through again. I do like the lurking man. As I mentioned, for Salt to have any kind of a key impressions inside any kind of rounds, they will always need to have a man lurking, and well, Darky is the perfect man to do so. Aggression coming out in mid, gets spotted instantly by the recon dart. Shooter backs out, but Darky's position still not revealed. Oh, moves out, but now Darky's position's known.
Oh, but look at Abdur. I don't think his position revealed at all. The revives comes through for Demon, sure, but right now Abdur's position could be huge. He's able to take down Stranger, deny the spike plant, and find Darky as well. Jivix, though, shutting down HSB will mean Abdur left in effectively a 1v5.
Oh my
Finds
God.
the 4K, looking for the clutch. Will instead come back.
No,
Oh,
Abdur,
he's
no,
going
you're
for
not
the
supposed.
revive. The Demon shutting him down. Abdur trying his hardest, but man, I have
That's
to give props to
questionable.
both players in that situation.
Okay, even though Abdur had a really good game, really good round last time, he could have been able to get an ace. Not even
Yeah,
lying.
exactly.
As soon as he killed the Viper, he should realize the Viper's pit and the wall's gonna go down. So he's not gonna have any more visual blocks from the back. And Abdur thought the visuals blocked, so that's why he just kept on running away.
No, I think that's why he was bunny hopping, fully expecting the visual to be blocked, because you could see even the way he was bunny hopping, he was trying to get back behind the box, and then he could jiggle, make sure that they're not planting, and if they are planting, go for the resurrection. So it did become a matter of timing. And like, I understand what you're saying, because you're a duelist player. Your propensity is always to take the aggression to the opponent. But remember, Abdur, one of the best support players in terms of that Astra, looking to help his team in that regard. So maybe that ended up being his downfall. Still, props to be given to both Demon and Abdur. Hold on for now, because we talked about how good Jivix is on the defense, already finding that first blood.
Finding that first blood on the hand of Salto, all 5 players alive. Jivix, yeah, as you mentioned, the first blood's going to mean quite a lot with the Sheriff. And talk about Sheriff, I just love the skin. The Iron Sheriff,
the Ion,
I have
yeah.
it. I have it.
The
I've got
only
it.
Sheriff I like better is the new one, the Protocol Sheriff, I think. I got a chance to try it out in early access, and I could hit Sheriff shots, and normally I can't hit Sheriff, headshots. I can hit body shots. Headshots is what I mean. It just feels very smooth, so maybe you should give that one a go, Necro. I think it'll suit you a lot.
Why don't you give me, man? You probably make more money than me, so...
I have 0 skins on my account.
Okay, dude. Alright. Alright. Yeah, team exploit. Oh my god, Stranger.
30 seconds
And
left.
now, here we have 3-on-2. Team exploit. Trying to make it hurt. Team exploit clearly having a man disadvantage. They still haven't even got a spike. Haven't even got a sight under their control. They'll need to do so. At least they'll need to try and do so. Trying to get the sight control in hand. Darky has the classic in hand too. Probably will go for a burst, but no, it's just tapping it away. He's able to find a Stranger with a beautiful lineup onto HSB. And I would say a nice pistol round coming through. And this is going to mean quite a lot. But if, again, Exploit is one of those teams, I'm expecting them to go with a lot of Sheriffs in here. And if they do manage to clutch it out with the Sheriffs, then they're going to make it hurt. They're going to rain down terror in the next upcoming rounds.
I do still think that Exploit might just go for the full eco in this round. Maybe just get a Sheriff on Shooter, I was expecting, but instead he's going to go for the slightly more expensive option with the Marshal. But yeah, besides Shooter, you can see the rest of the team just going for the full eco in themselves. So I think this is because of the fact that they have a comfortable lead, opting to just play on the buy round where we know they can be ruthless and effective. And we've seen it on Breeze as well. So right now, for the side of Salt, it's no longer about just winning this round. It's about maximizing the damage while they do it. They've got 4 Spectres in the back. Darky, the only player sticking with the Ghost, so can't afford to lose more than 2 weapons, I would say. 2 is not bad. 1 is ideal.
I like how he let the recon dart scan him and then drop down. So maybe their crosser's going to be trained up, and then Darky will just be below. He will clearly have a clear shot onto them. Iron Sheriff trained again. He's waiting for him to just walk into it, and he does. And as the Jet says, just grounding him. And now look at the wall as well. Just denying Team Exploit to even go for a plant. That's a proactive wall. Nice scan coming through from the recon. Jivix follows it with another one. This man is going to be hard to stop. He's just a man possessed right now. He's able to get those taps in. And Salt, again, getting another round on the board, but I just feel like they're heavily relying on a lot of solo plays.
We'll have to see, though, if they're able to continue in terms of consistency those plays, because Jivix is certainly popping off. With these kills, he's easily going to be able to afford that Operator, and that's exactly what ends up coming on out. The Operator, light shields, though, So we'll have to see how that ends up working out. On the other hand, Abdur, I was going to say shooter paying the price for his marshal, but no, it's never the duelist who pays the price. It's always the support player. So Abdur happily sacrificing his Vandal to give it to shooter, who just goes on and dives instantly. Oh, that was a bit of a waste.
And there we go. Jivix try to follow it up. He's already found the opening. Team exploit. Something needs to be done over here, man. 3 players just stacked over there, and I feel like they're also being suffocated. A lot of info has already been conveyed to Salt. You can see 3 players available on the B site. Rest 2 players just taking, one guy's taking a look at mid if there's some last-minute rotations happening. But yeah, Jivix is crossed his train, man. He's not going to let him go like this or lose today. There we go. Last moment rotation coming through.
Yeah.
And Exploit taking their sweet little time to try and exploit, or at least try and play some mind games. Now, I feel like Exploit instead can actually go from mid and try to get the kitchen control. If they do get the kitchen control, that's going to mean quite a lot, because I feel like Viper himself should go solo in kitchen and give his presence away. So that'll confuse the hell out of Salt, and that will help HSB or any of the, or just the leftover players to make some star plays happen. And King now giving his presence away with 2 huge frags, and they also have the side in the hand now.
I think the reason they didn't want to split up is because these kind of trades are actually hurting them more than they're helping them, since they're losing weapon after weapon to Salt's bonus. And right now, it's not just the weapons, it looks like it might just be the round as well. But Abdur,
Again,
not able to pull it off. And yeah, as you said, again, with his back to the people he's fighting against, just not working out for him at all.
Yeah, I honestly feel like he had 13 seconds in the clock. He had a decent amount of time. He
Yeah, no choice.
Yeah. I mean, 30 seconds in the clock, he didn't need to show his back. He could have just pulled out the Vandal and went for a safer plan. Anyways, he could have just taken him like 3 more seconds to go back to safety, so could have tried to go for it, but still. Another round on the board for Salt. They should be able to neutralize this. The scoreline should be able to actually get it back in their hands. That would be an interesting one. I want to see how things are going to be panning out, because Jivix's operator, Team Exploiter, having a lot of trouble to try and shut it down. Jivix is just being a nightmare.
Yeah, and they really need King to pick up in terms of the lurks going on there, or just hard execute and trade for Jivix, because he's finding a lot of isolated duels unnecessarily. So right now it looks like Exploit on their eco trying to do exactly that, but again, Jivix shut them down. But the trades this time, the trades are there, Necro.
Oh, the trades are indeed there, and look at Jivix. Oh, he's just being a nightmare, but this time he misses the shot, and Shooter with the marshal able to connect that shot. I don't exactly know how he's able to do so, but Gunner, oh, that has to be a lucky one. Come on, you can't tell me that's not lucky. But anyways, Gunner, though, is still able to make the insane plays happen, and clearly smiles back on the players of Salt. And now, somewhere down the line, the vision's getting clearer why Salt exactly picked the map of Icebox.
Yeah, their defensive half clearly considerably stronger than their attacking, but now I really want to see from the side of Exploit, like, this has become a very readable tendency on their regard, that they only start hard forcing rounds like this when it is their eco. So when it comes to their actual buy in this next round, I want to see how they're going to be able to shut down Jivix, because as you notice in this round, the hard force actually worked out for them with regards to getting the plant down and then trying to play on the post plant. What it did not work out in terms of was that 1v1 duel towards the end with Gunner, where clearly if Exploit maybe had those better weapons, they could have made it work. And you know what? There's no better way to cap off what I'm saying than looking at the name of their coach, Leroy Jenkins. Literally the most W card in Hearthstone ever. Just press the W, Exploit. Let's go.
I don't know how, like, what are you talking about? But yeah, that's why I'm just going to give like an awkward smile. Soulmate literally has like hashtag 1337 in front of his name. It's kind of like his own Discord tag. But no, it's his in-game tag too. So if you guys want to send him friend requests, go ahead. That's right there. Just spam him.
Yeah, he wants people from the chat to slide into his DMs, if you feel me. He's looking for his soulmate.
Like your neon.
No, he's looking for his soulmate.
Ooh. Yeah. Sounds spicy. There you go, chat. If you guys are looking to slide into DMs, so you have CA's
no
seal of approval.
Please don't go tell soulmate. Hey, soulmate, CA said you're looking for yourself. Nope.
Valentine's Day is coming near too, man.
That's true.
It's true, man. Might as well just try and feel it. But yeah, talk about Valentine's Day. I'm never gonna find one.
no,
But yeah, here we have Abadur. Oh,
You should run.
opening things off. And Exploit really needed that. But lockdown inbound. Are we gonna see some flashy plays coming in from the side of Shooter because he has the Blaze Storm available? Now they will have to go with this side and play for retake. But what? Stranger, how is he able to get away with that? So at least now, as long as they're able to get the side control in their hand, that's all that matters. Viper's Pit inbound too. So this is looking pretty unclear for Salt right now.
I feel like Salt just rushed it a little too much. The plant was still not done. They're just getting debated from the side of Exploit, who keep tapping the plant but don't commit all the way through, knowing that the plan for Salt is simple. As soon as they hear the plant, they're gonna try to spam, they're gonna try to put util, and in that moment where they're all of the defenders are focusing on the spike, Exploit instead peek them and punish them. But that tailwind right there, the forward tailwind, I think it was a misclick from Shooter, surely, right? Like, I don't think he went to dash shot into Demon's face. Or maybe, just maybe, it's those mind games. You're like, hey, I believe in you, brother. I believe in the fact that you will not kill me even when I'm right in front of you.
He's like, surprised, dude. And he's like, I'm the demon shooter.
He's also the demon brother.
Ooh.
No, like literally. But hey, a huge round for the side of Exploit, I'd say Necro, because now the momentum that Salt had denied, they're going to have to change up their setups. And Salt, I like this, again, proactively investing their Viper's Pit towards that A side, playing Jivix as an anchor towards the B. Now, the spot he is playing in, it gives a direct angle to this B top angle once this wall goes up. So I am really hoping this is a trap that we've seen many teams fall for, and I'm hoping Exploit don't fall for the same trap though. Look at towards that mid area. Soulmate was trying to find a lurk and he was shut down, and now Shooter might catch him off guard.
He's not able to. He needed to flake down a little bit, and Jivix, somewhere down line, having a little bit of saving grace for that. Jivix should not peek out over here. If he does, he's going to be taken care of. Beautiful Slarb. Jivix now completely isolated in the spot that he found himself in. Blaze Storm available in the hands of Shooter. He can try and be a free bird if he wants. Lockdown's available from the side of Defender. Again, Salt trying their best to keep Team Exploit on their knees, but a beautiful frag. I just like the patience being shown from the side of Shooter. HS be able to follow it up on the Stranger. 2-on-3. And I'm pretty sure Team Exploit there should not struggle to get another round on the board. 9-8 being the scoreline. Team Exploit should be able to seal the deal onto this round too. And Shooter being really aggressive, misses that shot, but it's fine. Just a distraction to be taken care of. And now Demon just trying to tell that it's Demon time, but just doesn't have a lot of time. The time being the nightmare of a Demon.
Yeah, but clearly showing off some of that mechanical prowess there. Demon with some clean shots, but again, it won't matter because all Exploit cares about right now is getting those rounds in the bag. Understandably though, considering the fact that both of the players lost that operator, again, for the side of Exploit, it's much more favorable for them to lose their operator as long as the same thing happens to Jivix, because for Jivix, that operator considerably more important than it is for Shooter. But hey, the economy damage for both of the teams. It is Exploit able to stay a step ahead because of the round win, and a Shooter now playing on that judge because he has the Blaze Storm online.
Blaze Storm online. Salt's being forced on an eco. Jivix able to kick things off, but instantly being shut down. Spike's down as well. Call's given away. It's kind of in mid. Stranger's HP down low. By the stage, and look at this Soulmate just trying to rain down death and destruction. Is lining them up and looking to connect the shots. 3 frags in his hands, and Sage is the only person alive. Does have the resurrection inbound, but yep, a right call being made. Do not go for the resurrection in eco rounds, but now does he realize he has the resurrection in? He's looking to find another one. Yep, I feel like he should have. He had a fair bit of chance to actually clutch that round.
Not only clutch that round, but like considering the fact that Soulmate's body was just in front of him, he could have recovered the weapon with the help of that revived player, and then with that weapon tried to clutch out that round, because with the Sheriff he was never going to be able to. I mean, don't get me wrong, he landed some insane shots, but pulling off a 1v2 with the Sheriff, that's much harder than actually just winning some deals. So I'm not sure. I feel like saving that revive is not something you want to go for, because I don't think Exploit's going to give them a chance to use that revive like proactively in general throughout these rounds.
Proactive, man. Yeah, still a lot of damage being dealt in that previous round. So Team Exploit, they're definitely going to be hurt. Another lockdown being used, and keep this in mind, Team Exploit have another resurrection inbound. So even if the opening fragger does go out, they will not sweat. The site easily in hand, and now they will have to try and go for a retake play. Killjoy Nano Swarm's just buying off a decent amount of time. Soulmate going for a safer plant. Spike being planted. Jivix as well, having a Blade Storm available. But Viper's Pit inbound and Team Exploit, they're just making it hurt. Jivix will find that frag and well, somewhere down line. Struggle clearly being seen from inside of Team Exploit, but with those two huge frags, Soulmate is able to make it hurt. Make it a 3K now. It's all down to Stranger.
Enemy down.
Oh, quick shot. Quick flick on the shooter. Enemy down, as the Soa said. And now 22 bullets in the magazine. Has a lot to work with. We'll need a fresh magazine right here. He's doing so, but a lot of time is being bought off. And yep, Stranger will need to back off. He just doesn't have time left anymore. He can try and go for the exit frag, and that's what he's exactly doing. But yep, Soulmate with a huge 4K will not be able to get away.
Again, it doesn't matter at all to Exploit as long as they're getting the
12
rounds in the
oh my
bag.
God.
Yeah, they've got the match point, and even though they're losing every single weapon in these rounds, because of that win streak going on, they're able to afford buys on back-to-back. Even in this round, you can see just a few rounds back, we saw that Viper Spit to shut down A. As soon as they've got that break, they bring it back, and I'm starting to wonder again if Salt is thinking on the right lines, because we saw this on Breeze as well, Necro, where in the first parts of the half, Exploit only rush when they're on the eco rounds or the anti-eco rounds. In the later parts of the half, when they're near the end, they start rushing against that. They start rushing when they simply have those right ultimates. But talking about rushing, it looks like Salt is rushing to their demise. 2 key players down already. Exploit looking to close it off.
Well, they're going to be able to close it off for sure. Stranger.
1 enemy
2
remaining.
quick kills, and the only lifeline available. Trying his best to fight back. One more round needed for Team Exploit to get another round in the hands in the grand finals, and pretty close to making it a 3-0. Stranger gaining a little bit of info. Also has the Hunter's Fury available, but again, the question is, does he have time to go for it? No, it's going to be the answer. Exploit 2-0, making it pretty clear that they're looking to make it a 3-0 and a flawless victory in the grand finals. But still, second map of Icebox as well was the pick of Salt. And well, they're not even sweating up till now. Easy win at Team Exploit. HSB clearly as well. You can see Soulmate also having smiles. Each and every single player from Team Exploit, they're having a great time over here. I don't know what else to say, man. Salt Esports struggles being shown, but again, they're going to be having another chance in the wild card.
And here's the thing again, Necro, I didn't see anything special being revealed by the side of Team Exploit. They're able to get a comfortable win, just playing that same basic strategy. Rush on ecos, play slow defaults right after, and then when they start losing their mind, let's start rushing them again and just overwhelm them. And yes, don't get me wrong, like obviously, it's very easy for us to read these strategies because we see everything, but considering that Salt are in the grand finals, considering that Salt Esports have taken down Exploit in the past, these are expectations we keep of them, but so far they've not been able to live up to those expectations.
Yeah, indeed, not being able to live up to the expectations, man. I don't exactly know what the game plan should be moving inside of the future too, man, because the third map is split, and I feel like Exploit are going to make it rain. I don't know what to say. Exploit are going to make it hurt. They're going to make it hurt. It's going to be really hard. And I hate to be really sharp about my opinions here, but I feel like this has to be a 3-0 series looking at how Exploit are able to gain the momentum over Salt. But still, they have a fair bit of chance to even try and make a comeback happen. They still have 3 more maps in their hands. Anything can happen over here. But take a look at the scoreboards. Shooter clearly just leading the charge, just dominating them.
Oh, yeah. Just continuously able to make sure that his team stays one step ahead. And I just like to bring back the same point. This is why I kept saying yesterday, this is not the shooter we know. He's clearly having an off day because, again, back-to-back maps, this man is the MVP. This is what I was expecting, a challenge for that $1,500 prize.
$1,500 prize. Wow. 13-8 is the scoreline too, man. Pretty much, I just see deja vu here of the previous map. I mean, scoreline pretty much almost the same. I think so it was 7 rounds in the previous map, and now it's just 8. So even Salt picking their own map, nothing really showing off here. Team Exploit leading the charge in the damage, but it's somewhere down line in headshots. Salt, they have a little lead, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting the win. These stats are pretty much next to useless.
Yeah, exactly, right? And it does just end up coming down to that damage factor, especially on Icebox. I think is so important because given the compositions both of these teams are playing, which is the Sage KJ Viper combination with just that single duelist, it's all about post-plant utility and pre-plant denial utility. You could see how good Exploit was in both of those segments. They're continuously able to use that Killjoy Nanoswarm grenades to the utmost perfection in its ability to shut them down. And now what I want to see from the teams who face them in the future, start learning the position of those nanoswarms. All it takes is one appropriately placed shock darts and instantly you'll take out those nanoswarms and put the team into a case of panic because they're heavily relying on those nanoswarms to buy them the time for them to get ready to retake or at least play on the time. So one shock dart can put the entire team of Exploit into a state of shock.
Look at Shooter, man. His towers are pretty high, but Jivix too. I mean, tried his best. Yeah, you can see somewhere in 8th and 10th round, he had like really highs over there. Then somewhere down line later on, he started to find the groove. But Shooter overall, with a consistent performance, able to outfrag Jivix. Now, this is the thing. Jivix, yeah, he had his pop-up moments, he had his flashy moments, but still the consistency factor missing. On the other hand, Shooter, you can see the graphs clearly. Shooter had a lot much more consistency than Jivix, so that's all really does matter. MVP comparison, clearly Shooter doing a really good job over here in the rounds played. Second map, as I mentioned, was the map of Icebox. First map as well being taken care by Team Exploit. Now Exploit having a 2-0 lead over Salt. Salt still has 3 more maps in the hand, but if Salt loses the upcoming map, which is Split, which is highly likely they're going to lose, then it's going to be a 3-0 series. But again, me and CA are mentioning this over and over again. Even if Salt do go out from here, it doesn't matter. It's the end for their journey. They still have another fair sure chance in the wild card to try and make a comeback happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really important point you mentioned, Necro, because for Salt fans who might be feeling a little disheartened that maybe their team is having an off day today compared to what we saw yesterday, the demolitions that Salt was able to bring forward, I don't think it's the same Salt that we're seeing today. So
yeah,
it's not over. I think especially considering that the wildcard has 2 slots up for grabs this time, Salt is not a team you can count out, not of this series or of the tournament just yet.
Yeah, indeed. They're not a team that will count. I mean, there's just a lot of things to talk about how things really went over here, right? There can be a really small bit of analysis done and what Salt can do to try and counter these normal strats. Now, I feel like Salt, they're second-guessing themselves over here.
Yeah.
They're thinking that Exploit are probably going to be going ahead and throwing curveball. They're going to make some insane executions happen, but that's not the case. Exploit, they're just heavily relying on their aim and some normal competitive executes, like just a normal Viper wall to get to block the enemy vision. Easy side control, some normal nanoswarm placements, nothing crazy going on. Lockdown and a side control, like we've seen that. That's like one of the most classic strats being used. Just use the lockdown, side control, stay pretty much Viper's pick being used. There's nothing fancy going on here. Pretty much classic execution. They will need to try and find a break to that.
The only difference to those classic executions, like as compared to say a normal compy match, an Exploit is that Exploit have that extra bit of aggressive flair to it. And yeah, the comms as well.
Yeah.
So let's see if Salt is able to push it back.
But yeah, with that being said, as I mentioned, 2-0 is the scoreline. 2 maps in the favor of Team Exploit. Things are looking quite well for Exploit. Another map to go, and the map of Split is going to be favoring Exploit as well. Odds are going to be against Salt. But to find out what's going to be happening in Split, we have to go through a short break, so we'll be right back.
all bums. Chilling in the chair, I'll be sipping it. Watch a bunch of shows, I'm getting it. Yeah, I understand it's a quarantine. I gotta be chilling all alone, but I'm getting sick. People who be running after the office, signing politics, scrambling to tell the kid to stop. I ain't gonna leave the room. I don't wanna kill a few with that the shit that is inside my car. Flip the flop, chicken it bigger than now, taking a part of the crowd. Don't wanna pop, I don't want anyone down, better be kicking them out. Look at the box, smoking loud up in my damn house. Solo though I know I'm never going on and out. Party on my own, y'all. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Going so loud. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, hold me back. Slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekend. So loud, oh, party on my own. Give me my shot, give me my shot, give me my shot. Here it comes. Hey, I don't give a damn, I don't care.
Welcome back, gamers. This is the NODWIN Valorant Conquerors Championship, the road to VCT for the South Asia region 2022, with a grooming partner as Gillette. Now, 2 maps in the favor of Team Exploit. Momentum definitely unstoppable. As I mentioned, best of 5 is supposed to be a marathon, but Exploit are making it look like a sprint, and they're just sprinting towards victory. Salt, they will need to try and throw a banana in the way to make sure that Exploit are slipping off and to stop the sprint that's coming through. So I don't know what has to be the banana over here, man. What can they do to make a banana peel out of the momentum that they're able to get?
Oh, you keep saying banana, and I can't forget the banana bit that we talked about yesterday. You know, putting bananas by knifing someone's head into the. Let's not get into that again. But talking about split, like now I'm thinking about banana splits. Man, banana splits really yummy. You know, so maybe I need to get me one of those after this series.
What about banana milkshake? Ooh, sounds pretty good.
Like
too.
banana split is like banana milkshake, but with ice cream. So why not just go for a banana split?
That's true. Honestly, I haven't really had a banana split. I just remembered. Yeah.
No beaches, no banana split. Where Necro? Okay, I gotta take Necro out, guys. I really
you
gotta
need to
start
take me
taking
out.
Necro
I'm a nerd. I'm an actual nerd. But yeah, moving forward, talking about banana splits. This is the map of Split 2. So all the odds stacked against Salt. All the odds favoring Exploit. Now, moving in forward, Agent Select, talk about it. See ya.
But it's just going to be standard from both of the teams. So what I am expecting a change in is that Breach coming in, most likely for Stranger, should enable a player like Jivix a lot more. But at that same note, I'm kind of thinking that Jivix might switch on to the Raze, which I don't really want. Don't get me wrong. In my objective opinion, Raze is much greater than Jet on maps like Split and Bind. But for the way Salt play, and considering the aggressiveness with which Exploit has been able to overwhelm Salt on maps like Breeze and Icebox in the first 2 series, I think they need that Jet and Breach combo on Split.
They did need that Jet and Breach combination, but again, only time will be able to tell what is going to be going. Breach is just so useful, man, with the Rolling Thunder coming in. Of course, as I mentioned, Split is a compact map, and Breach's Rolling Thunder can pretty much cover each and every single part of the site, so that's all they really need, right? Once Rolling Thunder, easy flush inside the site. So I feel like over here, Salt, given the aggression that they really have, and I feel like at this point they should just play everything. They should just have the F8 mentality. They should be like, all right, let's just play our game. Let's just play pretty much tension-free. Let's just stop second-guessing ourselves and go double duelist composition. One player can go for the Raze. Pretty much Darky is capable of doing that. Darky can go ahead and play the Raze, and then you can just put Jivix on the Jet, and you also have the flash and dash, and you also have the key duelist on your underneath your sleeves. But yeah, agent pick rate, of course, Raze is going to be way higher compared to Jet. But as I mentioned, they can go for a double duelist composition.
Apple, what I am excited to see is the return of my favorite agent, the YB, the cool agent herself, Astra. As you can see, 100% pick rate, and rightfully so. This is her best map so by far. If you're playing Omen on this map over Astra, you better show me some nutty Flex Ninja type plays. There's no other reason to be playing Omen unless you're Flex Ninja himself.
Okay, Boomer. Yeah.
Oh, you're the boomer. Bye-bye, boomer.
Oh, man. Age matters, man. Look, age is not just a number, okay? But yeah.
It is. It is quite literally just a number.
No, it's not. It defies how old you are.
Yeah, by being a
It
number.
defies how quickly your bones are
wait,
going to
look at
start
this.
to hurt. Okay.
A Sage coming in for Gunner. I wasn't expecting this at all. So
Interesting. OG.
they're almost matching Exploit's composition in the sense that what Exploit is like gonna pick up here is gonna be the Astra Viper Jet Race and Sky, but instead of the Jet, they're looking for something a lot more utility based while still being able to match the firepower of that Jet. So the battle Sage most likely from the side of Gunner. And this is quite interesting because considering the fact that they're starting on that defensive half, we know how good Sage can be on that defensive side, especially with the B Heaven wall, where they're happy to say, hey, you can take mid control. We're just going to wall off B Heaven, play our Viper towards that A side, and you're never going to be able to get into sites even though you've taken mid control.
Mid control, yeah, mid control is really important, but again, I feel like there are better options than Sage. I mean, we saw in the past, Sage is kind of like this composition right here. It reminds me of like a normal composition in a normal competitive game that players can have. Sage as well. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of useful ways to use Sage, especially the resurrection coming through Wall as well. The slow orbs can deny so many pushes or even stop them, but still, I feel like there are better agents that can be picked. But it's fine. I do want to see maybe these teams do have a unique way of using the Sage.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of unique ways you can use Sage on Split, especially if you go look at Grim's YouTube channel. It'll be like every other
buddy.
video. Yeah,
That's Battle Sage right there. But I'm pretty sure over here
Exactly.
they're going to go for a support Sage.
Now, we saw Gunner hit some nutty shots on that Sheriff. I think he most definitely has the potential to pull out the
Best of
pass.
both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Stranger is the backbone of the team, right? So he is supposed to be support and at the same time actually support, you know? Moving it forward. Moving it forward, man.
I'm
Team
just,
Exploit.
I'm trying to look at Shooter's cam real close and then look at Demon's cam real close and figure out exactly where they are relative to each other. Because like, imagine Shooter gets a clutch or Demon gets a clutch and then whoever gets a clutch, you're like, yo, let's go. The other guy surely can hear him, right? Like, they're probably in the same house, right? So I wonder how that plays into the mental game factor.
How that plays. Moving on forward to the Agent Select on the map of Split. And again, we're seeing the Agent Select over here. Okay, interesting. Maybe had a couple of slip-ups in the past Agent Select. But yeah, over here, Viper's being pulled out probably from both the sides. Shooter, okay, that's not going to happen. Soulmate's going to be switching over to Viper. There you go. Now Shooter's going to be locking in the Jet. There's highly likely Gunner probably going to be going for the Sage again. So nothing much to really talk about over here. All Exploit needs is one more round and their morals are going to be all-time high.
Yeah, I think morale is definitely a big factor, especially considering that HSB was so confident in when he announced yesterday, like, yeah, we're not even thinking about Pakistan qualifiers. We know we're gonna win it, and we know we're gonna move it forward. So you can see that confidence really come out in the first two maps. And man, going into Split, 82% win rate. I mean, that might have increased after yesterday.
Soulmate sleepy.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm bored, man. Can we please get the teams from the other regions in? I want to start beating the Enigmas, the GEs, potentially the VLTs, potentially like crash landing on you from Sri Lanka, X-Series from Bangladesh, all of these high-profile teams. That's who I want to take down.
Interesting. He wants to elevate the competition level a little bit more. And look at HSB, you know, it's just chilling, just sitting back in the chair, not even breaking a sweat. On the other hand, look at the side of Salts, clearly a sign of worry being shown on their face and discussing a lot of strategies. But again, as I said, they should just stick to their grassroots gameplay, how they like to play, instead thinking twice, instead starting to question themselves. I should just feel like they should have the F mentality and they should just go for it.
Yeah, I really do think they need to just play without that burden of the pressure coming in from being 0-2 down in the series. I think they need to play for themselves to have fun and maybe pull out a result on the way. But very classic from Exploit. They love taking mid control in the first 2 to 3 rounds. What you can expect is after those is when they start pushing back. But already King be like, oh, I get to flex my hands a little bit. I'm tired of playing those Sentinels. Nice to be back on my I raise agent right here.
Ooh. Double duelist. But on the hand assault. Again. Double duelist composition coming out from, again, I mean, you can clearly see the comfort being prioritized heavily from the side of Team Exploit, just from the agent select, and now already able to flood inside, or at least able to get their presence inside the heaven. Still anonymous, but with that engagement, now the anonymous factor going away. Jivix being caught with the race. Frenzy Dink has come through, but still, the man's taken down quite low. 2-on-5 situation, and I feel like Team Exploit are going to be having a flawless round, and that's what exactly happens. HSB too, man, just no sweat, easy clap. Look at the coach too, from the side of Team Exploit. He's like, there's nothing really much to be done here, coach. At this point, for this match, he's just chilling.
Player standing. Flawless.
Yeah. Just chilling, feeling themselves. A flawless round for Exploit to start this off, and big yikes for me personally, because when you think about even yesterday, right, like the power of Soulmate on the lurks, the power of Exploit in being able to make the other team dance around, and then finally for Abdur going back to one of his favorite agents. Now HSB chiming in as well. Shooter's got the Vandal, but really nice guiding light from Stranger.
Yeah, really good flash from Stranger, able to find one. Man advantage equalizing. They should also be able to get a gun in their hands, and that's what exactly happens. Darky retrieves that gun in the hand. That's going to mean quite a lot. But look at Abdur. He's been able to sneak in. The trigger discipline comes through. Follows up with 2. Looking to get the third one. Kind of slipped up, but it's fine. Shooter's got his teammates back, and now Darky's looking to inflict a lot of pain. He'll also get the Phantom in his hand, but look, if the Jet's able to close distance really quick, that will mean huge, but no, Darky is making it hurt. Shooter as well shut down. Prioritizing the Evil Vandal, but no, actually he's just throwing it away. Oh, this is a big brain play. Pretty much Darky knows that he's going to die. He's going to commit fully to this one.
I love that. I
love that. He's just denying the eco. Even though he realizes they won, this is kind of like a bonus round for them coming in. Not really bonus round.
This is the anti-eco, right? So this makes sure, what he did, make sure that they can play on an effective bonus, and it gives Darky and Salt a huge buff going into that next round. You can see Abdur Shaka looking, the pings on the map as well. Hey, that's where the Phantom was. That's where the Phantom was. But he's going to reset, be like, guys, there's no Phantom. What are you talking about? Just like that. A nice play from Darky, and it also means that they denied 3 weapons and a Phantom. Like, effectively denying over 6,000 credits worth of weaponry from the side of Exploit. So it becomes now a factor of, oh my god, those Astro voice lines. But hey, it now becomes a factor of how Exploit is able to play this bonus. Because look, Soulmate is committing to a Spectre buy, not leaving him enough money for a full buy in the next. So they're just going to hard rush this and try to play on trades.
And there you go, talking about hard rush. Exploit exactly doing that, opening the floodgates inside the site, easily able to flood through. Plant as well going through. Team Exploit. Abdur is the man who's going to get the spike planted through. HSB has been taken already out, so that's a big man out the equation. Salt will have a little less things to worry about, but Demon moving in, leading the pack over here. Look at that. Oh no, they're just not able to follow it through. Team Exploit, they're being shut down one after the other. Interesting. Just throwing that snake bite on the spike, but yeah, Team Exploit now. 2 players alive. Looking to make it hurt. Abdur in the, oh no, elbow takes 2 engagements at the same time. He will be shut down. Salt's looking really great. Police able to kick things off on a good note.
Yeah, and for the side of Salt, these rounds are going to be crucial because, again, even though Jivix is playing that race, I feel like if they start getting themselves on a comfortable win streak without losing too many weapons the way they did in this round, they can maybe think about the operator for Jivix too. But again, for the side of Exploit, considering the fact that they had to go for a weird set of mixed buys, again, Soulmate going to have to commit to a Spectre with full shields this time, while Abdur and HSB, they're going to have to rely on those light shields. So definitely that single play Darky made going a long way for the side of Salt, and Demon shutting down King. That's some nutty shots right there, and exactly what we expected from Salt and Demon in the first 2 maps. So I'm really glad they're showing up in this third.
Moving in, taking the mid control. Stranger, though, denying Soulmate's lurk. Beautiful read, and this is where the, the research from yesterday, I'm pretty sure they have taken notes, so that's why you did realize Soulmate's probably going to be lurking over there on the heaven side. He's able to shut down that lurk, and now Team Exploit left with the mid control in hand. Trailblazer clear at all the little angles. Also spots out the command in the clotheslines. But Jivik still able to inflict a lot of pain, even though he was stunned out. Satchel's away, 2-on-5 situation. Our Team Exploit gonna go for the clutch. I'm pretty sure, considering how much momentum they have already gotten in the scoreline, it's a 2-0. They're looking to make it to 3-0. HSB tried to heal his teammate. Unfortunately, he didn't really have a lot of time. Got shut down Darky with the aggressive push from the back, but HSB with a quick peek will shut down Darky. 2-1 is the scoreline, and Stranger from the Waterways will shut him down.
Yeah, and trying to contest mid a little too hard here is the side of Exploit. I think what they're really missing now is Soulmate's slow lurks, right? So for Soulmate to find those heavy lurks, what they really need to do is slow down towards mid a little bit. What they need to understand is the difference between the way they played against Paradise and this composition is the fact that Salt have got that Sage. So even if they manage to force mid, that Sage is going to wall off one extreme and going to make life difficult for either Soulmate or if she's playing in mid, entry into B Heaven altogether. For example, look at this round. Instantly just walling off this A main area, Gunner ready to take the fight, working as that Barrow Sage. But a 1-for-1, not ideal. If King has satchels, he can just satchel over the wall and pick up that weapon.
2-2 is the scoreline. Go for the pickup for sure, but again, Team Exploit, they're hurt on eco. And slowly and steadily trying to clear the passage through. Nice double peek coming through, and now they have 2 guns retrieved in the hand. This clutch is certainly out of nowhere. Now it's looking really possible. 2-on-3 situation, man advantage favoring Team Exploit, but still somewhere down line. HP is not favoring them. King from the heaven has found himself quite a lot of control already. Team Exploit now, they will have to put on some brilliant plays. Oh, King misses those shots. A little bit of pixel missing out on that. But still, Jivik's taken down quite low. And well, there we go. This leaves them with only one last man to work with. Demon will need to try and show off some Demon time. Snake Bite's inbound, and that also not in place. So that's going to hurt a little bit. Cosmic Divide utilized, and there you go. A thrifty round coming through from Team Exploit. Even though such a huge momentum boost came in through from the side of Salt, but with that thrifty, all the dreams have been shattered.
Yeah, thrifty especially is going to make sure the way the momentum was starting to build up for Salt, the way the economy was starting to build up for Salt, all for naught. And now Exploit back with that momentum they like so much, back with that fervor with which they can continue aggressing and overwhelming Salt Esports. And you have to start feeling that Salt, they might start panicking the way we talked about too, start second guessing themselves, because now shifting their defaults, using the Viper to shut down this A-side. I am really scared about this because she's playing all alone. All it takes is a single Trailblazer to shut her down, but instead they're going towards mid. The Showstopper finding Stranger, obliterating him altogether.
That's a huge one too, man. That's the Sky taken away. That's the info conveyor right there. Not really in the game anymore. Now they will have to rely on the control and just the overall aim. Gunner peeks out, easily taken care by King. Looking to follow it up with another one, but it's fine. Shooter's alive, another duelist on the board. This is the advantage of having 2 duelists up your sleeves. HSB pretty much knows. This retake, they're going to go for it. I mean, Salt will have to go for this retake. Oh. But no, look at the Viper all the way on the A side too, man. Yeah. Playing things really passive. I think so they're just going for some exit frags.
Yeah, potentially also, of course, looking to save their weapons here. But the Guiding Light will reveal Jivik's position. He needs help from Demon. But no, actually, HSB electing not to push on through. Respect being given through to Salt. And I really like this from Exploit. Understanding that this is map 3, they don't need unnecessary pushes.
No respect, because he knew Shooter's crosshairs are going to be trained right there. So that's why he didn't need a push. No extra risk from the side of Team Exploit. Demon finds out over there, and I'm pretty sure over here Demon will be shut down. He's taking a lot of shots from both the sides, and yep. A lot of angle to check at the same time. Shooter, I feel like the initial engagement that he took in the heaven, he should have went for it completely. Stranger, I feel kind of bad.
I like the fact that production slowed it down the second the Trailblazer hit the raise and she said fire in the hole. It gave me like a Matrixy feeling to it, you know?
Ooh. Talking about Matrix. Did you see the newest Matrix movie?
Nope.
Me neither.
Yeah, because you don't leave home.
What do you mean?
That's what you said.
Okay,
Hold on, though. Talking about not leaving home, Shooter's not allowing Salt to leave side, just popping the heads and creating the space. And again, this is so standard from Exploit. They play mid. They let Soulmate lurk A for a couple of rounds, and then they go back to rush A. And Salt, they're now reading into this. I have to wonder if they're overcomplicating things.
Oh my god. Darky, a quick headshot. Demon followed up. And also 2 quick guns retrieved in the hands now. Oh no, Team Exploit, you cannot let this slip by. Missing a lot of shots again. Soulmate. What's going on, Team Exploit? They need to start finding their groove again. They're not finding the connections. Shots kind of missing too, but it's fine. HSB is still alive. Played that beautifully. Contact play is what really Exploit thrive in, and once they start getting those contact duels, they will also start getting the jitters away. Aim was kind of missing factor right there in the previous round, but still Exploit getting that win in the previous round. That's what all matters.
One enemy remaining.
Exactly. It's the win that matters, and it's the win that creates the fervor that Exploit have displayed in themselves. Again, now going to set up that A wall, though I think there's going to be a key difference between the way they execute this time, because I feel like their plan now is just to walk in slowly and then use that Viper's Pit. So this time, as you can see, the key difference being they're not making as much noise. They're letting King make noise towards that mid area while walking in. Man, I get that I can see everything, but this is so predictable from Exploit, but Salt are just not able to read into it.
Indeed not able to read into it. 5-2 is the scoreline. 1 minute 18 seconds left in the clock. They also have a lot of time to spare. Trailblazers inbound. Another man we did see from the ropes coming up. So Heaven control, or Heaven presence as I'd like to say, is looking pretty well. But the Viper's Pit is huge. And all the Trailblazers being shut down now. There we
It's
go.
especially good that the Viper's Pit is for not for sight, but it's to deny the screen's entrance. So it becomes that much harder to retake because they can't push from ramps into A main. They only have to go through A heaven, and it creates a funnel through which Exploit can shut them down.
There we go. Talk about funnel being created, but still somewhere down line. Salt are making it ring, and well, oh no. Showstopper shut down, and Team Exploit just making the bodies rain. It's just a bloodbath completely on the side, and Team Exploit, another round in their backs, and that's 6 rounds on the board. And Salt, again, the reign of terror completely being seen from the side of Team Exploit. And Salt now, the chances are fading away. Team Exploit, the Dream Killers.
The Dream Killers, but for a lot of Exploit fans, the Dream Makers too, in the sense that HSB most definitely living up to his word where he said, we have put in a lot of work for VCC, but we're not going to show a shred of that work in the Pakistan qualifiers because we are better. We are better than every other team, and they're showing that, man. Those are some high words to live up to, and Exploit just doing it with ease.
6th round on the board for Team Exploit, and only 2 for Salt. Soulmate, another one. Oh my god, they're just able to win these aim duels. If they're not able to win this aim duel, that's going to be a problem. Team Exploit single-handedly destroying Salt in those aim duels, and oh my god, 7-2. I said this. Split is the map of Team Exploit, and in Split, odds are going to be stacked heavily against Salt. And a clear example being shown over here. I don't know. I feel kind of bad for Salt.
I mean, so do I, but I think this is probably the best stage for this to happen, in the sense that not only are they not out of the tournament entirely if this map does become a loss, but they receive a necessary wake-up call before they go into wildcard, where things are going to be just as hard. They need to understand that they can't get into their own brains. We've seen Salt in peak form. They demolished Clarity yesterday, 13-3, 13-4. if you are to see that Salt again, I feel like this is a necessary knock from XY being like, yo, you can't take things so easily. You need to try and stick to your own identity. I think that's the biggest thing missing here. We're not seeing that classic Salt identity.
Demon, finally, Salt are able to kick things off. Huge frag, and the Sky taken out. Now the info giver out for Team Exploit. But again, it doesn't even matter for Team Exploit at this point. They're not even utilizing, they're not even going for proper executions. So they're just playing off of perfect, like complete aim. And maybe a little bit of mind games here and there. 3-on-5 situation, certainly doable for Team Exploit, but heavily leaning towards Salt. 3 players alive, as I mentioned. Have a decent bit of utility to work with, but if they're going to give frags like these, that they're able to equalize the man advantage, and oh no, the gravity will stop in the complete momentum or the complete movement of King. Yep, as you mentioned, look at the spike. But look at this. The man being forced out of the elbow area, had no other choice, and while King is able to follow it through instantly. Trades are happening. Guiding light coming through, info given away. And now it's a 2-on-2 situation. 11 seconds left in the clock, and King has a really instrumental position. But oh no, he screws it up. But look at the flank coming through from Abdur. Are they going to expect it? No, they both line up, and Abdur is just making it rain.
Abdur, aka Shaka with the shakalaka boom boom, shuts them both down, and oh man, clutches like this, clutches like the clutch we saw from Soulmate back in Icebox in that pistol. It just feels like these are the kind of clutches that just change the morale of the team. You can see even in the smiles, like Shooter potentially laughing at King's whiff, but then Abdur being like, yo, I got this, guys. It's okay. You can whiff once in a while. I understand that Astra's supposed to be a support agent, but yo, I got the aim too. I'm cracked too.
Now I like how Team Explorer are just keeping their strategies unknown, but still we're seeing a little bit of glimpse of that. You know, the execution's coming in once in a while, and I feel like there's a lot of things to break down, or at least a lot of things to reveal about Team Exploit strategy. So we'll definitely have to go live on our own streams and try and break it down. You guys can follow it. You guys can follow us on our social to find out where we're gonna go live. But yeah, moving inside this round, it's a 4-on-2 already. Team Exploit. There's nothing to be stopping. As I mentioned, this is a sprint, not a marathon.
Oh yeah, it does. Even though it's a best-of-5 series, it most definitely feels like a sprint for the side of Exploit. Their marathon is for the entire tournament, not for the Pakistan qualifiers, not for this best-of-5. They've already started their run through the teams in this tournament in the Pakistan qualifier. Now they'll end up meeting the slightly tougher opposition if they're able to finish off this map here in the grand finals playoffs. So I'll have to see what Exploit has prepared for that, because you can see even their coach Kaushi with some smirky smiles on his face. I say smirky smiles because he has this cocky edge to it, which is like, yo, you guys don't even know what we're going to come up with.
Yep. 9 rounds on the board. Is it going to be a 10-2 half? And if it is, then hopes and dreams are shattered. We might as well just call it. But, oh, what just happened there? Just be falling down to a snake bite. It's fine. I think he has a lot of trust in his teammates. He knows the clutch is going to happen.
Look at this though.
Cosmic Divide as well even used.
But it's a fake.
It's a fake, yep. Solo Man just making the entry. Look at King. Oh my god. It was just Solo Man and huge fake. There we go. This is what I exactly said. We're seeing a little bit of glimpses coming out from the side of Team Exploit of the execution. So Team Exploit not really fully revealing what they would like to do upcoming in the future, but still kind of giving those hidden clues away.
It's especially cool because the last time they used that Cosmic Divide, they actually went for the execute onto B. So Salt fully reading into it, expecting them to go again, but Soulmate, oh boy, the fakes were so good. The aim is as well, and Exploit, they're running away with it on the map of their choice. They're just so damn strong.
Oh my lord.
10-2 and Exploit smurfing in Pakistan.
Someone stop him. Yep, as you mentioned clearly, just smurfing at this point. I don't even know, man. They're just proving Salt unparalleled in all the different aspects, and I don't even know what Salt can do, because Salt clearly there's just I feel bad to say, but it just looks like they're incapable of fighting Exploit.
does certainly feel like in their current state, they're incapable. I would say
Yeah.
player-wise, they most definitely have the potential to stand up to not just Exploit, but all the other teams in the region too. We saw how cracked their players were, how smart they were playing just yesterday. I feel like confidence becomes a big deal for this team, and that's where we're seeing a lack of confidence against Exploit themselves. So that's what they need to fix. It's not like they haven't got it in the bag. They just
Scout destroyed.
not finding the momentum to make it happen. But hey, already, Shivix with a nice start to the pistol. They need this pistol if they're to have any sort of hopium of pulling this map back.
Talk about hopiums. Even hopium will not hope of this map being win anymore. Yeah, dude. It's a weird thing to say, but trust me, even hopium will be thinking twice. Should I actually go ahead and start hoping? Because the way Exploit is just able to roll it through, things are looking really bad. And look at the utility perfect being used as well. Gravity will just try and buy a little bit of time off. And already 2 players present in the back. We do see Abdur as well with, of course, the Astra to get the stars on the board. A beautiful smoke coming through. And what? HSB able to align the crosser on enemy skull. He's making it rain. Another shot comes through. Oh, he's stacking up the bodies. HSB a quick dink right over there to try and shut it down. But oh my god. The relentless aggression from Team Exploit is even making their coach happy. Kakashi, man, just look at it. Oh no, I just said his name wrong. His name is.
Necro wants to watch some anime. Kakashi is. I feel like that's a known name. I can't remember who it is.
It's Naruto.
Yeah, there you go.
One enemy remaining.
Man, those shots, HSB. That's disgusting, HSB. You can't do him dirty like that.
2 judges on the board from Exploit.
On either side of the map.
Cruel, man.
Yeah, like you come A,
man.
you come B, we will execute you with our judges.
Oh my god, look at where he's sitting as well. He's not going to expect him. He's not going to expect him. Judges on the board. And yep, 2 judges, as you mentioned, 1 on each side. And Soulmate trying to hold down the vents now. He's going to catch the drop. Look at this. The man is holding the drop right there, Soulmate. We'll find a quick frag. Another round of the board will be a match point for Team Exploit. But Saul trying to play a little bit of mind games, but a funnel is expected by HSB. He lines them up, he's spraying them down, mowing them down. Finally, the right click connects, but he sees the push coming through, and what is that? I'm not even watching Valorant at this point.
Yeah, you can't run and gun in with the Spectre
He's
anymore.
jumping, running, gunning.
Exactly.
It's like I didn't know Valorant had a Spider-Man update.
Hey, nobody said anything about jump and gun, right? Hey, run and gun not allowed, fair enough. I can certainly jump and gun. But talking about guns right here, Demon hasn't got any.
That's BM. That's BM.
Yeah,
look at it. Look at the coach too.
The cool point here is we talked about this, right? There's going to be a certain play that Shooter makes on Demon or Demon makes on Shooter, where they're later going to go on maybe the dinner table and be like, yo, you remember how I slapped you with that judge? How did that feel, man?
And then these 2 are going to start having a fight, and that's when the parents come in and they just start beating both of them. And then their parents say, do you remember how I slapped you in the dining table?
Shooter even put his spray down just for that extra PM sake. Just EQ, right click, left, no, I forgot my clicks. Right click and then spray for the extra PM. Oh, they're like, no, I will push. No, he will push. No.
What is going on?
Did he just? Oh my god!
There's just. Oh my god!
Savage.
They're trolling. They're trolling. They're literally trolling. Like they're not even serious. They're just having fun. As if like salts are not even close to, like, you know, getting in their heads. Look at HSB now. I was looking to make some insane plays happen. Oh, Gunnar though, flick on HSB's head, shuts him down, and no, Gunnar able to slip past 2 frags. Keep this in mind. 2 judges are inbound. A push was expected, but still a push will happen. You can clearly see from the wets. They're funneling through. And Team Exploit, they're being completely outplayed. Actually, no, scratch that. It is a B push coming through. Spike being planted as well. And Team Exploit now having only 1 last man alive. There is a flank coming through from A side though, so King will have something to watch out from. Overconfidence over here. But still, it's fine. They can let it around slip by. 12-3. Nothing really much. They also have a lot of economy in their bags.
Alright, this is where the coach might be like, guys, it's all funny and all, but can we get this done and go do all these things in the customs? So, let's see if X-Flight is able to bounce back. Yeah, because that was their bonus. Still, they should have. Oh, they don't have buys entirely, so still a couple of judges gonna be carried over. But this time with Shooter and King playing on separate parts of the map, maybe we don't need to expect them facing off with. No, I'm gonna push. No, I'm gonna push. No, I'm gonna push. Anyway.
Man, this best of the 3 series has wrapped up pretty quickly.
No, first to 3 series.
Oh, best of 5 series, but actually, they made it look like it was a best of 3 series.
True, true.
Yeah. Best of 3 series where our team needs to win all 3 maps. Interesting. But yeah, Team Exploit moving in. And now, finally taking things a little slow. Look at this judge. It's just going to be assault on the enemy wounds. Shooter's vision being completely blocked off again. The man sneaked off on the left. A beautiful play coming through. And Shooter, I just don't understand how he's not. I mean, I feel like he should have just checked the left side a little bit once later. But a beautiful shot comes through. And Salt lining up the bodies. Abdur on the site, holding a really well off angle. Misses the initial shots, and well, this will he will have to pay the price for that. Soulmate is the only man left alive. Darky's quite low. One bullet should seal the deal onto Darky. That means they should leave him in a one-on-one situation. Spike planted. Pressures on the side of Salt. Even though Team Exploit, they have to clutch to make this clutch happen. As I mentioned, pressure is going to be on Salt no matter what.
He has one snake bite though, Necro. He could just put that snake bite towards backside and play on the vulnerable on the basis of that, because look at the way they're set up. They're trying to play on the 1-2 top bottom peak where they can't line up. He's going to do exactly that. Force out the gravity well, and barely losing out on that deal. Darky coming in clutch with the 4K to keep Salt alive.
Yep, trying to keep the Salt alive. Trying to keep the Salt on the board. In the table. But Team Exploit here, they're trying to get rid of the Salt. I like Salt. What about you?
I mean, in the right amounts, I would say. But okay. I will say, food without salt, nobody likes food without salt.
Yep. That's why we need these players to be a little bit more salty against each other.
I've heard British people really like don't put salt in their food, but hold on to that thought for a second, because Jivix is just W-king on there. The Cosmic Divide, a really interesting one, because yes, it does block off screens in heaven, but it leaves a massive gap in ramps, which Abdur might just exploit.
Interesting ball too. Gunner able to get himself a spot in the screens. Trailblazers out to get the info. Team Exploit now. Oh no. I don't like the way they're trolling. They only need one more round, man. Just get it on the board. If Salt, they start sensing the comeback over here, then it'll be a little tough. So Team Exploit, you need to start doing something. Because Salt, they're hungry. They are looking for this comeback. A beautiful shot connection coming through. Demon finds one. HSB with only a Sheriff in the hand. King as well with only a Sheriff in the hand. The next buy round is going to be a crucial one. Connection found by King. Looking to find another one though. Doesn't have a lot of time, and it seems like he needs to die. Yep. They just don't care about their lives, and
it was the eco.
Yep. So eco round coming through. Yep.
You need to die to make sure they're able to afford the full buys in that next round. And with that, we're hoping, as you said, for a sense of seriousness and sincerity to come through from the side of Exploit. And immediately with Shooter picking up that operator, you can most definitely see that they're trying their best to close it off right here, right now. But it's easier said than done, because as you said, it feels like Exploit, they've mistakenly, inadvertently given Salt a taste of victory, a taste of that comeback, and a feeling of that hopium. So it's not going to be as easy as it sounds.
Oh my god! Oh no! Well, that's what I meant. The taste buds are now definitely gone after that shot. They're not feeling the taste buds anymore.
It's the spice that Shooter brings that burns off their taste buds. And once again, no.
Oh! Gunner shutting down that aggression. Resurrection coming through, and now it's a 5-4.
I really feel like he needed to play a little bit more defensive in that regard because
Yeah.
he's playing against the Sage, so he could have just protected the body on the Resurrection for that regard. But they do have the Seekers, but already getting pushed in from multiple angles will leave Exploit in a very bad position here. Once again, losing a round, they started off strong.
Oh my god.
Oh,
There you
my
go.
bad.
King gets one instantly. Snake bites him down. Look at the wall too. They're denying so many things. They'll need to try and blow up the wall. That's what they do. Wall taken care of now, but the Viper wall's still there. The visual contact not being found yet by Team Exploit, and that's what they're really looking off of. Trying their best to use the flashes to gain some info. Team Exploit don't really have a lot of man advantage, so they will need to try and play off of some crossfires. Look at this. Oh my god, beautiful stack coming through. Salt, they're making the bodies rain. One last man alive for Team Exploit. What's going on? HSB, oh no. A taste of comeback certainly given to Salt, and now Exploit. I think so they will start to worry a little bit.
Yeah, and this is where like you have to start wondering again. As soon as he gets this pick here, has to realize that the Sage is there on the other team. Even if, like, yeah, of course, the Sage Resurrection wasn't available till Gunner got the kill. But as long as he's able to protect that body, he also had the spike in his crosshairs. He just needed to hold on there. And then if he noticed the spike being taken away, then he can convey to his team, like, guys, they just took the spike away from this area. They have to rotate towards A side because I'm holding down B.
Viper walled up too. 12 rounds on the board. One more round needed for Team Exploit. Please stop trolling and be a little serious here. I want you guys to be.
I don't think they're trolling anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, for sure. After that previous round, but that's a beautiful shot from Shooter. Shooter's the only one able to actually do a lot of damage. Healing will be provided to Shooter.
I like the fact that he had to go through his voice commands and tell needed healing. Hold on.
Spike plant stopped. That's a crucial plant stop too.
Spike planted.
Spike finally planted. HSB needs to watch the B main, but that's what he didn't really watch. King position was anonymous, but now with the boom body gives his position away. Soulmate able to follow it through. He thought only Raze was there. They're able to play off of each other perfectly. And now it's a 2-on-2 situation. Astra Solely doesn't really have a lot of HP to work with, but both the players are quite low. And Salt, oh no. They're sensing a comeback. They're definitely sensing a comeback. And somewhere down line, Exploits Troll being punished over here.
Yeah, certainly being punished. And you have to start wondering if they hadn't like messed up those few rounds, would it be possible? Would it not? You never know. But as I was saying, I like the fact that he had to go to his voice commands to tell HSB to heal him, because for a second HSB is almost like, oh wait, I'm playing Sky. Oh, I'm a healer. I thought I was just battle Sky. You know, I just pop heads, not heal in general. But look at this. They're still so like chilly. They're still so like yeah, whatever.
Look at HSB just going through his phone casually, as if like they're following a certain kind of script here.
Yeah,
They're letting them get these rounds. They're like, all right, go ahead and get the round. HSB is just scrolling through his Instagram. I can see it. Hold on, I'm trying to look into it. He's actually going through his Twitter and he's trying to refresh the feed too. Look at it.
Yeah, I think they're listening to calls coming in from Abdur, or potentially even Soulmate, because
Are you sure HSB is listening? He's not. He's just scrolling through his Twitter. No, actually, now he opened up Instagram. Okay. Interesting.
But hey, that was once again the eco from the side of Exploit. Back with the buy, they've got Shooter on the op, and the only instruction I would be giving Shooter if I was the IGL was like, you go do your thing. Just go and die while doing your thing. Stay alive, please.
They also have a showstopper available now. King can try and close it out. Look at the aggressive angle being held from Shooter again, as always. Shooter's aggression has been a little bit too much. He needs to put stop to that. If he finds an opening, he needs to back off. Now the position revealed, and Demon is not going to peek again. Demon's scared of that. Makes a lot of sense, too. This Trailblazer's going to reveal a lot of info. And HSB is backing off. Yep, there we go.
Look at that wall from the side of Soulmate too. They're playing on the idea that they will deny plant on B and play for retake, but instead now committing because they know they've done a lot of damage with the nade. The showstopper as well coming out. Stranger doing his best to bunny hop on out of there.
Welcome to my world.
Banana
Oh
hop.
no, this Cosmic, this Viper Spin is just gonna
Oh
lead
my
to the
God, but the
destruction
snake
of perfect
bite.
snake bite.
Oh, the snake bite to shut down the Viper, and now 4-on-2. Yeah, there you go. Might as well just call it Team Exploit win against Salt Esports with 13-7, and they're able to book their slot in the Grand Finals playoff.
Look at that! That fake guiding light actually worked. HSB turned for a moment, so interesting to see that's still possible. And this is why I said don't count your chickens before they hatch, though. A 1-for-1 trade, and surely I know Stranger is no stranger to clutches, but surely that's too much.
Oh, he's done. He's done. He's done so. Done so. Yep, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Team Exploit able to get the win in the Grand Finals against Salt. A 3-0 clean sweep coming through, and they've also booked a slot in the Grand Finals playoffs for themselves. Team Exploit just proving Salt unparalleled in all the aspects, and well, HSB just showing it off too.
Hey, yo, maybe they could get us some of that merch, and I like that camo look.
Yeah, please get me a merch. For free, please. For free, please. Okay.
Yeah, ideally for free.
Please. We do not have any money left in our bank account anymore. Oh, HSB. Okay. Look at the moves. Oh, shake it, baby. There we go. Damn. HSB. We might as well just. Do you want to do a dance too? No, I will be kicked off the stage over here. But yeah.
If I had the merch, maybe I'd do more.
Ooh, maybe I'll show it off too. Yeah, so go ahead, Team Exploit. Just send us over your merch, and we will gladly wear it, and also post a lot of pictures on Instagram, because that'll be the first time anyone would have ever sent me a goddamn merch. So I'll be so happy. So please send me. But yeah, moving on forward, a clean sweep, as I mentioned, 3-0. Exploit just proving Salt completely unparalleled, but still Salt, they have another chance in the wild card, so they have nowhere to go but to even practice even harder. Try and practice all the teams. I mean, especially we saw Global Esports from India Q1. They will also possibly be in the wild card, but they still have another qualifier to go through. So yeah, there will be a lot of research to be done, and I'm pretty sure in the future they will have a lot of time to do the research. But moving on forward in the scoreboard, Darky clearly leading the charts, and from Team Exploit is King.
I think I figured out why Exploit decided to mess around the 12-2 mark. It's because I feel like they have OCD, people with OCD in their team. They're like, guys, map 1 was 13-7, map 2 was 13-8, so can we keep it closer to that scoreline, please? 37, 38, like something like that is what we want for map 3 as well.
Wait, I just remembered, if you remember from the last VCC, the logo that HSB had on his hoodie was Team Arrows.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
No, no, it wasn't, because Arrows is just like, yeah, I get why you're making the connection though, because Arrows is that without it's the green and it's without the tag covering it. So I think that might just be a new version of Exploit merch. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not Exploit merch and HSB just really likes that hoodie. He's like, yo, look at my new hoodie.
I like it, man. I freaking love it. HSB. Now, the first thing that pops up in my mind is the calm, cool nature this man has to put on the board. We have 7-13 is the score line, and Salt. Another chance. They have another chance. Please try and get your strats on the board. Try and get your reads on the board, because you really need that adaptive nature in the game on the fly. But yeah, with that being said, the scoreboard is pretty much next to useless, because all the stats, yeah, there are clearly, you can see Team Exploit just leading it in the headshot percentage. You have Salt leading in. This only gives us is that, okay, Salt has a little bit more cracked aimers in there. But let's take a look at the MVP of this entire best of 5 series, and it has to be the man, the myth, the legend, with Shooter with 69 kills and all jets used on each and every single map. Jet main, insta-locker.
And this is the Shooter we expected from yesterday, with regards to the idea that, look at that 14 first bloods, that aggressive nature really showing up for Shooter, and clearly proving that, well, what happened yesterday was just an off day. And this is why I keep saying, like, again, don't get me wrong, Storax has been a great player for the side of Exploit ever since he had to go over to the NA region to finish off his studies. He's still playing in NA, by the way, still an amazing player in NA. It just feels like Shooter has been unleashed, because he gets to play Jet on every single map, where in the past, if Stovex was in the team, Breeze and Icebox would be where Storax would pick up that Jet, since he is much more experienced on that operator. So I really liked seeing that Shooter is been unleashed. He's getting to grow as well as a player individually because of that, and now doing brilliantly overall.
Exactly. Let's take a look at the team card as well of Exploit overall, how the journey has been looking in the entire VCC. And you can clearly see, I mean, over here we have Shooter with 135 kills, with 97 deaths and 11 assists on his name, with average combat score of 264 and headshot percentage of 33.82. Oh, that's absolutely insane. Shooter in itself, man, as you mentioned, yesterday kind of had an off day, but today is able to get the stars aligned for himself and putting on an absolute stellar performance.
Exactly, and despite having an off day, his average headshot percentage is 33.82. So you imagine when this lad is not having off days, he's just gonna go ham.
He's gonna go ham, man. Shooter reminds me of myself. He's as good as me. That's cap.
Yeah, that's definitely cap. Not about Shooter being as good as you, about the you part.
But yeah, overall, man, yeah, Shooter is proving everyone unparalleled inside this competition, even the casters. But yeah, top players of Pakistan and Afghanistan qualifiers are in front of you guys. And Shooter over here with 135 kills and 97 deaths. It is currently top in the charts. Same thing goes with Salt as well. Jivix is not really that far behind. 128 kills. Just needs to have a pop-off game where he needs to carry his team on the back.
Yeah, I mean, Jivix did his very best, I think. What we were missing from him today in some of those maps was maybe the lack of that extra initiative the way Shooter was taking.
Yeah, I feel like Jivix wasn't really being as aggressive we saw him yesterday. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant, right? Like with the idea that yesterday when he was a lot more confident, he kept taking the initiative, kept making aggressive plays.
Okay, my bad, CA. I'm sorry to cut you off there, okay? Grand final playoffs. These are the two teams. From India Q1 you have Enigma Gaming, and then from Pakistan and Afghanistan qualifiers you have Team Exploit moving in, but still you have a lot of slots available. India Q2 still available, Nepal, Bhutan as well, Bangladesh still available. Then you still have Sri Lanka and Maldives. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting some diamonds out of all these regions. But yeah, now we have Team Exploit as well moving out in the future, man. Honestly, good luck for them. And soon we're also going to be finding out who won the actual giveaway over here at the end of the day.
Yeah, every single day, though. That's what the important part is. So even if your name is not on the screen right here, make sure you come back, because we've got that exclusive merchandise on for the giveaway every single day, every single stream, basically.
Every single stream, man, indeed. And look, even we don't have the merch. If we had the merch, I'm pretty sure C and I would have worn it. Like, I would have worn that t-shirt for sure. I don't know if they would have able to be getting my size shirt, but yeah, if there was, I would have definitely worn it and sit here and cast in front of you guys, so I could have just shown off, and just to give you guys a little bit of taste as well, just to guys to show you off, look how this merch looks. So please, as I said, all you guys need to do is just go ahead and pretty much on any of your social medias. You guys can go ahead on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you guys like, and just make a post with hashtag VCC in it and tag NODWIN Gaming, and you guys are pretty much eligible for the giveaway. But there's going to be a lot of people, so you will there will have to be kind of like lucky stars being aligned for you to actually go ahead and win the giveaway. But after that amazing grand finals, man, after that sprint coming through from Team Exploit, I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing some nice words in the interview as well in the front. So without wasting any time, let's just head straight inside the interview with HSB.
इन्होंने काफ़ी बेहतरीन तरीके से मार दी एंड देन दिस मैप ऑफ स्प्लिट. लेकिन चलिए और जानते हैं इस विक्ट्री के बारे में और क्या इमोशंस हैं टीम के अभी. फ्रॉम द मैन, द मिथ, द लेजेंड हिमसेल्फ, HSB जॉइनिंग अस राइट नाउ. HSB कैसे आप? सबसे पहले तो व्हाट वर दोस मूव्स आफ्टर द विन? काफी अच्छे थे.
ये असल में ना एरो की पहली फाइनल विक्ट्री सेलिब्रेट कर रहा था. मैं आज एरो की जर्सी पहन के आया हूँ, तो उनकी पहली विन थी आज फाइनल्स की, तो वो सेलिब्रेट कर रहा था मैं डांस करके.
मेरे को लग ही रहा था वो जर्सी एरो की है ना. लाइक ये लोगों मेरे को देखा हुआ लग रहा है. बट चलिए HSB एक चीज जानना चाहूंगा मैं. बीच में हमने आई थिंक जब आप पूरा मैच पॉइंट 12th राउंड तक आ चुके थे अपने, उसके बाद एक राउंड आया था जहाँ पे आई थिंक शूटर और आपके एक दूसरे टीममेट के बीच में किंग के बीच में कुछ जुगलबंदी हुई थी. इस साइड पे एक पेंट शेल फेंका गया था, कुछ गोलियां चली थी. क्या स्टार्ट हो गया था उसके बाद से?
पेंट शेल चला था, गोलियां मुझे ये याद नहीं आ रहा. मगर एक राउंड मुझे किंग ने मरवाया था, तो मैं गुस्सा हो गया था. मैंने उसको मना किया था कि मत करने ऐसा, उससे मुझे मरवा दिया. तो मैं उसको बोल रहा था कि यार, मैंने मना भी किया था 3 बार मैंने बोला था. बेसिकली हम लोग ना क्या कहते हैं, हम लोग का ऑब्जेक्टिव डिफेंड के लास्ट राउंड में ये था. आई थिंक 12-3 या 12-4 का राउंड था वो जी. और हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये था कि अब गेम क्लोज करना है, तो हमें क्या कहते हैं ओपनिंग नहीं फाइंड करनी ना अगली टीम की. तो उस वक्त किंग ने मुझे कहा चल चल मिड पुश करते हैं, चल चल मिड पुश करते हैं, और मैंने उस वक्त आर्ग्यू नहीं किया क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली ग्राउंड के बीच में आप आर्ग्यू नहीं कर सकते,
जी
कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है। तो मैंने उसको फॉलो किया, जैसे ही मैंने फॉलो किया बंदे ने पीक करके मुझे मार दिया। तो मैंने उसको बोला यार मैंने मना भी किया था तुम्हें, ऐसे बस ये था वो।
आई थिंक लास्ट मोमेंट पे वो 12-2 का स्कोर लाइन के बाद आई थिंक आप लोग थोड़ा और कॉन्फिडेंट हो गए थे और उस टाइम पे आपने भी थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स करके मजे करने शुरू कर दिए थे पूरी टीम ने। मैं जानना चाहूंगा क्या आपके कोच का कुछ ऐसे मोमेंट्स पे रिएक्शन होता है, क्योंकि आपकी टीम का एक ये है, हमने लास्ट ईयर से देखा है, जब आपके पास एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज होता है आप थोड़ा सा बीच में चिल करते हो, थोड़ा सा एंजॉय करते हो मैच को, क्या कोच की तरफ से डांट पड़ती है गेम के बाद कि प्लीज जल्दी से क्लोज आउट किया करो, थोड़ा सीरियस खेला करो?
अच्छा हमारा कोच भी इंजॉय करता है, प्रैक्टिस में अगर हम ऐसा करें तो हमें फिर गालियां पड़ती हैं, मगर जब हम ऑफिशियल्स में ऐसा करते हैं तो कोच भी इंजॉय करता है हमारा खौशी। मगर जब उसको नजर आ रहा होता है कि बॉयज कुछ ज्यादा ही रिलैक्स हो गए हैं तो वो बोलता है बॉयज एक टाइम आउट लो और इजी होके गेम में वापस आ जाओ।
ये आइस बॉक्स पे हुआ था शायद से?
आइस बॉक्स में तो नहीं हुआ था, स्प्लिट में हुआ था ये। जब 12-7 हुआ था तो टाइम आउट उसने कॉल किया था। हमारा टाइम आउट हमेशा कोच ही कॉल करता है।
Ready. I mean, इस बार तो आपकी टीम काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग नजर आ रही है एंड congratulations on making it to the playoffs HSB। अब एनिग्मा गेमिंग को आप वहाँ पे ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, कर चुके हैं इनफैक्ट। सॉल्ट esports के लिए आपका क्या ख्याल है कि अब ये टीम जो है आपके ही रीजन से वाइल्ड कार्ड में जाके परफॉर्म करती हुई नजर आएगी, एक और मौका इनको मिलने वाला है? डू यू थिंक दे कैन मेक इट, क्योंकि वहाँ पे भी एक टफ कंपटीशन रहेगा?
आई थिंक दे कैन डेफिनेटली मेक इट, लेकिन the obstacle they will face is obviously high nerves क्योंकि Indian teams होंगे against में, और if they control on their nerves then I think they can win।
I think आप लोगों ने अभी जिस तरह से परफॉर्मेंस इनके अगेंस्ट डिलीवर किया है, उनके पास एक लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस होगा कि क्या क्या गलतियां हुई है, बिकॉज दिस वाज कंप्लीटली वन साइडेड स्टॉम्प फॉर यू गाइस। एक्सप्लॉइट बहुत अमेजिंग परफॉर्मेंस आज डिलीवर करती हुई नजर आई। HSB, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस, कांग्रेचुलेशंस ऑन द विन एंड ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द प्लेऑफ्स मैचेस।
Thank you।
Wise words from a wise human being, giving a little bit of tip for Salt as well. If they're able to control their nerves in the wild cards, they will be able to pop off and is actually able to qualify in the grand finals, because he said there will be Indian teams as well they're going to be facing against. So yeah, nerves should be controlled.
Exactly, and I want to see what Exploit have really been up to. And I think the exploit that ends up coming out is really going to end up surprising everyone.
Oh, drum rolls. Who won it? We have Shubham Mishra, who has won this giveaway. And well, as the graphic as well states, stay tuned for more rewards in the future, pretty much tomorrow. As CA as well was mentioning over and over again, we have giveaway going every single day. And it's really easy to enter. As I mentioned, go ahead on your social medias and make a post saying hashtag VCC and tag at NODWIN Gaming in it, and you guys are available. Just little steps, and also just to have a little bit of more chance, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel too. Click that red button. But with that being said, man, Exploit just clearly stomping on Salt, also giving a little bit of words of wisdom for in the finals or in the wild cards to try and get their another slot rolling through for Salt. So it's going to be really tough, man. And wild cards is going to be complete wild. We saw last time in the VCC, wild card is the wild actual wild card. Teams are wild in there.
Do you want to say wild one more time there, Necro?
Wild.
I feel like you didn't say wild enough. You went a little wild right there. But yeah, I definitely agree on that regard, where wildcard, it does feel like the teams just pull out every single thing they've got in the bag, not just what they've prepared, but what they might feel instinctually. So I'm really excited that we have 2 slots for it this time, because I think that'll motivate the teams that much more.
Talk about motivation, definitely, man. Motivation was there for us to cast as well, but now as the day ends through, I need to calm down the motivation. So with that being said, it's me, Necro. I don't know who the person is next to me. He's just an emoji, CA. Actually, I'm not going to be that too. I'm not. Yeah, okay, over here. Okay, this is CA right here. CA the emoji. You guys can go ahead and follow us on our socials as well. And if you guys have any interesting ideas to share, you guys can feel free to tag us. With that being said, it's time to end the show. So we're going to do that. We'll catch you guys later.
Getting high on the weekend. Slow down, oh, party on my own. Party on my own. I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't got a lot to prove. And if I'm moving, then I'm grooving, cause I wanna do it. Stupid, got my music and I lose it to another tune or two. If I don't get to move it, even real can do it. When I'm cooking, then you know I'm cooking bacon. You don't wanna check under the apron. Vacuum the whole room naked, facing windows so people live out, getting the greatness. Telling me better to hate this, really though it ain't shit when you could compare to what the other people facing. So what I am drinking, still half full is true. I'm comparing to the nation. On my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, going short out. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekend. Slow down, I'll party on my own. Party on my own. Party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, going short out. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, party on my own now. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, going short out. Look at how the people trying to hold me back, slow down. Fuck going out, getting high on the weekend. Slow down, I'll party on my own. Party on my own. I'll party on my own. Yeah, that's tight. Max Watson, Tony Romero. Party on my own.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Poison orb. You want to hide it?
So high on life, without you I don't feel alive. So I'll just keep on being high, high, high.